welcome everybody. Sorry, that was a little slow on the transition there. But either way, welcome in everybody. Good to see everybody. We're back with another episode of Water Deep Under the Mountain. And Adrian here is going to recap what happened in our last session.
So, last session we had arrived. Actually, no, we didn't even arrive yet. So Garvin grabs the stone and sees some stuff. He winds up getting a bunch of like visions, like I had the last time we touched a magical rock. So he casts Identify on it. It is definitely the face stone. Coco wound up hearing some flapping. All of this on our way home. We don't know what the flapping was yet, but it didn't come close enough for us to really feel like investigating it while, towing along a dozen horses. We wind up back in Waterdeep and head to the villa. We teleport over to meet. There's a lot of travel. We bring the stone closer, and Garvin uses his packed energy, realizing that we need to go to where the hags were in the cave. So we wind up going over that way, and we discover that this has something to do with the Autumn Queen, based on the visions and, where we're headed and everything like that. We wind up going through the portal, Garvin and I attempting to take the face stone with this. That didn't exactly work, but we all made it okay. When we wound up in the Everbright with a decently long walk ahead of us. The grass was terrible.
Why was the grass terrible?
Because it tried to kill us, and then we tried to do nice things to it, and it got real big, and it tried to kill us even harder. So we tried to light it on fire, and then the brownies who live inside of it came out, and they were like, "Hey, you're a dick," and I was like, "Sorry." We were apologetic. We made it fine. We smoothed it over.
Made me choke on whiskey.
Know. Yeah. Sorry, bud. So we went around as we were aggressively told to do twice. And we wound up meeting Thog, the stone giant, and by some stroke of luck, we befriend him. And we're gonna help him become a dream walker when he gets back to the Forgotten Realm. And I think most of us in the party have realized that it's been a really, 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 really long time since he was back in, like, our realm. So that's gonna be an awkward conversation. We encounter a mimic and murder it before Thog even notices it's there. And then at the edge of the forest, we meet some satyrs who are going to escort us to the castle. And that's about where we left off.
So you guys have kind of come between the section between the forest off to the left and the large lake slightly off to the right. The satyrs bring you along, and you're slowly walking along the path. It doesn't go to the forest itself, as they warned you not to enter in there on your own without any type of protection. But they lead you along kind of the edge of the lake, walking along, and eventually you guys get to this giant stone precipice, and it leads up this set of stairs, winding up this large rock that seems to be overhanging over the lake, with this giant castle above it, or on it, not above it. You guys slowly make your way up. You see a number of guards. You think, just watching this, if anybody were to actually try and assault this, there's literally only one way up unless you have air capabilities. This is very well protected, very strong position for a castle here. You guys head up, and the doors open up into this large entryway. You see banners of oranges, reds, yellows, and as you kind of enter in, there's another set of doors, and as you guys enter in there, this other set of doors opens up, and you find yourself in this large chamber. You see many, many different creatures. You see the boggles that you had seen in Blue Alley. You see more satyrs. You see some very colorful-looking elves. All of them seem to be taking on this autumn hue, so it looks like they've got like leaves on their clothing and in their hair. There are some centaurs. There's many other creatures you've never even seen before. Some of them look not so friendly. But as you approach, you see this large throne. And there's a woman literally just lounging in the middle of the throne. She's got very deep, dark, black raven hair. Very fine features. She's exceedingly attractive. You have this draw to how she looks. She's wearing a very thin layered dress. Again, looks like it's made of autumn leaves. As you guys approach this, the wayward travelers have approached. Welcome! Welcome to my court.
And I'm, of course, reaching into my bag at this point and pulling out my gift as she's started talking to us. Kind of. Yes, we brought you a gift.
Ooh, I like gifts. And what is your name?
I'm Garvin.
Well, thank you, Garvin. And she takes it and she just simply pops it right onto her head. Lovely. They are some of my favorite colors, as you can tell. But please, what brings you into my realm?
I mean, kind of figured you'd know that already. You seem to be, in charge around here. Or do you just want to hear it from us?
You see a little smirk kind of come on her face. Yes, all right. Yes, I know why you're here. You've traveled quite far, and your adventure's not gone completely unnoticed, that's for sure. You seek to stop a dragon, I suppose.
And free a friend, yeah?
Possibly a few dragons.
Coco is
I may know where they are.
gawking at everybody.
Yeah, the room is full. I mean, there's just probably a 15-foot path, but there's just people of all different and creatures of all different types along the edges. But yes, I may know where they are.
I'm sure. Surely you have something in mind for us. Otherwise, we wouldn't be here.
I mean, adventurers such as yourselves have many uses. I'd be happy to give the information as needed, as long as you're able to do me a small favor.
And what would your highness have us do? If I may be so bold.
That depends. That really depends on how badly you want the information.
I mean, to be honest, he wants it pretty bad, and I care about him, so... Garvin just holds his hand out to make a deal.
Very well. So, what I need from you... The Great Wolf Fane in the Hunter's Wood. I believe you passed it as you came to my castle.
We did.
I need him captured.
Alive?
Oh, you can't kill him anyway, no matter what you try. So, yes, alive.
No.
Oh, he's the manifestation of hunger and shadow. Even if you were to defeat him, he would be right back in any time anyways.
Yes, that was mentioned, but I wasn't really sure how it worked, logistically speaking. So that's... thank you for that.
I assume the world needs that presence, and if it's missing, it creates it.
That's quite astute, actually, yes. There are just things here that are, and they've been here since the realm has existed, so... Um, yes. Uh, he's not going to be very easy to catch, and you may run into some... not resistance per se, but, competition, potentially?
Ooh.
Lugia the Hunter has been chasing him since, well, again, since this realm has existed. Every time he catches him, he gets away. Or something else happens. It's terrible. Honestly, I want Lugia for myself, and in order to do that, you need to end his quarry.
So Lugia is our competition then.
In a manner of speaking.
Well, if we don't capture his quarry before he does, then you have no leverage over him. So you're sending us to get leverage over him.
To be fair, his hunt is eternal because he's never been able to catch him consistently. There's a constant battle. He's not destined to capture him himself, but that doesn't mean he's not going to potentially use you as bait.
I mean, I'm just curious, but would he even, like, see it as a hunt if it was just given to him?
I think his quarry would end. He wouldn't have to hunt anymore. That's my goal.
But a man who's devoted his entire life to a hunt, who suddenly has no hunt, is left with basically nothing. Who's to know how he'll react? I don't mean to question you, Your Highness. I'm just playing devil's advocate, as it were.
And that will be my turn. See her just kind of giddily laugh.
I want to try to insight her because I want to confirm a suspicion that she basically has the hots for the hunter and she's jealous that she has to share his attention between him and the wolf.
Oh, that's very obvious. You don't even need to roll an insight on that.
Oh, okay, yeah, she's basically horning over the hunter. Okay.
We've had these special chains fastened. They should be good enough. We've had to have extra special care and being brought in there. Made of very thick iron and then enchanted.
Oh. That must have been difficult and costly to bring here. I wonder if that's how Thog wound up here. Never mind.
We have our resources and we have our capabilities, so it's... none of mine in my court will touch them, but they're here and available and ready for you. They'll be quite strong.
Understandably so.
I mean, I know we kind of made a deal, but just maybe something, little additional. Could you help Dog just be a little bit wiser? We'd like to see him be a dreamwalker when he leaves here. He seems like a good-hearted giant.
Yes. We've made a deal with you. We've also made a deal with Dog. And I would hate to see the man wander his way back into our existence without achieving his goals.
I don't know if there's much I can do. How exactly did he get here?
That's complicated.
There was another important fae that kind of led him this way, I think. The pretty lady, he said. Yeah.
I just reach over and nod and push down the chalkboard a little bit at a time. Yep, magic, yep.
And she just... Oh... Poor
Coco is helping.
Don't mind her. She's playful, as it were. She's not really leaving him to die to his own devices, but don't get yourself in the same situation and let her lure you anywhere. Just
good advice.
She's harmless. She won't attack or anything of the such, but
the lady who led Thog here. Okay.
Yes.
I've forgotten his name. Her name. Sorry.
Did we ever have it?
I don't know.
All I remember is pretty lady.
Yeah.
And I, for one,
I think
am
one
not.
of us. I think one of us figured it out, but I don't remember the name.
I wrote it down, but for some reason it's not showing on my my sheet. So
Oh no.
Oops.
Give me a second. I will get it for
Lost
you
the
guys.
time.
because
The
I was
knowledge
the
has
one
been
who
lost.
figured out who it was.
Ah.
Yeah.
All right. But regardless, I'll have my friends here bring out the chains on. We have them bagged up at the moment, so we don't have to worry about touching any of us. Not a big fan of iron, as I'm sure you know.
No, it would be horrible for you, I imagine. Your Majesty, if I may, while it's being brought out, I do have a few questions about it, because, you know, as we are about to go possibly face a dragon after this immeasurably powerful thing, how would that work on a dragon, do you think?
Iron on a dragon? No, not so much.
Well, no, not iron on the dragon, but a similar enchantment too. Do you know of any way to do something like that? I don't
Well,
much love the idea of killing an
the
entire line of dragons.
enchantment we put on, it strengthened the bonds, not.
Ah. Okay.
It didn't. It's not creating anything that's actually helping to hold in place or doing anything specific like that.
Just reinforcing that. No, that makes sense. I was just curious.
I mean,
I was
I hate to be the one, but you made it sound like there was other things you wanted of us.
Oh no! That just capture Fane. That's all I ask.
Insight. 21.
You don't
Okay.
sense any deceiving here. She's look. Fane's going to be a big enough of a trouble for you as it is. I have no reason to hide any other needs. I'm as good as my word. You capture Fane, I will reveal the location of where you can find your dragon.
Well, Majesty, it sounds like you've got a deal. Yes?
Well, you've already shook on
Guys?
it, so yes, indeed you do.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, he did. I forgot. There are a lot of other people in this room that I'd love to bring some sketches home of, and I'm distracted.
I mean,
Right.
the only one I want to draw is her. She's hot. I'm pointing at the queen. Wait,
While
it's the
you are
highest
in-
of compliments.
While you may be correct, you are about as subtle as a rock through a window.
Yeah, but see, in my
I will
experience, subtlety
accept your
doesn't get you what you
compliment.
want.
I will accept your compliment, but do watch what you say within my court.
Okay. Fair.
Right. Well, I think we'll be off. Do you have any suggestion of someplace, safe to sleep if we need it?
Not within the woods.
Can
All
we
right.
make camp on your front lawn for about 8-ish hours? Is that okay?
If you need rooms, I can. There's plenty of rooms here within the castle if you need a room.
Oh, that is greatly
You are
appreciated.
guests
I just
within
didn't
my
want to
court.
impose. Do we need a nap, gang? I can't
So
play
how
well.
far into our
Yeah.
day are we? Because we woke up the next morning with Dog. We've been traveling how long?
Yeah, like I can't bloody well figure out what time of day it is anymore. So
Yeah, it's for the amount of travel you guys have done. It's probably been about 6 hours since you guys got up. So it's not been that. Well, no, it's a little bit further because you guys were just the other side of the grass. So
We had to circumnavigate the grass and
yeah,
stuff,
it's so no. It's probably been it is probably about evening time and what you would at least feel as evening time.
I'm giving Adrian a nod, like, yeah, let's do that.
If you wouldn't mind, Your Majesty, we would very much appreciate it. You could even have the chains left in one of our rooms, and we would go in the morning, or such as it is. And I point up vaguely.
Sorry, guys. So sorry. Say it one more time.
Well, Your Majesty, if you wouldn't mind, we'd be greatly appreciative of that. And if it would be more convenient, you could even have the shackles left in one of our rooms, and we would leave in the morning. You know, such as it is.
Oh, very well. And we'll even send a message to your friend standing outside, since he's not exactly able to come in here.
Oh, I'll go let him know.
Um,
He's a good lad.
and but with that, get some rest, and hope your hunt is fruitful.
Thank you, Your Grace. And I bow like deep.
I give a bow.
I'm gonna pull out the prismatic dragon scale that I have. Here, it's yours. And I'll just kind of like put it like in front of the throne. I'm like, here. Okay, bye. You're awesome. And I point to the centaur. I got so many questions, bud, but it'll wait.
She raises an eyebrow, but walks over, grabs this scale, looks at it, sticks it into her pocket.
I'm gonna run outside and tell Thog the plan.
Yep.
Ask him if he needs anything before we bed down for the evening.
Yes.
You need anything? Water, food?
Hello.
I shouldn't have offered food.
No, dog good. Dog can sit
Dog
right
good?
here. Yes.
Wonderful. Thog, I will see you in, around 8 hours. Morning, day, it doesn't mean anything.
Dog, wait. You come get Dog when ready.
Yep, sounds good. Scamper back in and find the group.
Okay, so you guys come back together, and a little boggle comes over and says, "This way."
Thank you, sir.
Hey,
And
it's these guys.
Yeah,
I love these guys.
pretty great. As we're walking, I'm just gonna go. Do you know? I can't understand in the 9 hells how we've met so many people and we're still so fucking awkward.
Oh, dude, if you want some insight, I'm like more than a couple centuries old and I'm basically still a child. Come on, man, you gotta hold on to something or else you let the world beat you down. So like every time you stub your toe, it's like, oh geez, it's the world's fault instead of it happens.
Oh no, I
You
know.
know?
I'm just marveling at how we've been even remotely successful with how awkward we are.
I mean, I didn't think it
Okay.
was awkward.
I felt bloody awkward.
I mean, he was truthful.
Yeah, but sometimes that's
Isn't that all that matters?
Yeah, fair enough. I'm just
Yeah, she's got a hat for the huntsman, so yeah,
yes, she is
that was
horny on
funny.
Maine.
That was
Oh.
funny. Hey, you're hot. And I was just watching her face. It was funny.
That'd be weird. I mean, you realize the world would just make her the one endlessly pursuing him, and him unable to get her, right?
Yes, there's a certain fucked up paracausal nature to things, but
Yeah.
damn, she is horny on Maine.
So like next time we come to the Fade, we're gonna see like the hunter running around, and then we're just gonna see her prancing through a field, tee, and then just always out of reach. Oh, it's great. I love it.
Like 3 or 4 tiny little hunters following in tow.
Tee. Oh, yeah,
At this
great.
point, the boggle has slowed down. He's like, Your rooms, and he pushes open the door,
Thank you. So Boggle.
and you see it's a rather large suite. It actually connects to a second room next to it, and there's enough beds for... There's actually 8 beds total between the 2 rooms.
Ow.
I'm gonna give the Boggle a good berry. Here you go. Here's a tip for you, sir. Thank you.
It's sweet. They're quite good.
He just goes, pops it in the air and goes, gulp, gulps it right down.
You know, he is a riot.
Yeah, I like that guy.
If you need anything, just ring the bell. And there's a little bell at the edge of at the inside of the door.
All right.
And he comes back out, bows his head, and scampers off down the hall.
As soon as the door is closed, I'm like, look, I know we are in, precarious situations and everything is chaos and everything is drama and everything is constantly go, 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 go. But this is the swankiest fucking place I've ever been.
I mean, this is pretty cool. I'm not really worried. Why? You need to calm down.
I don't know how to do that. This
Yes,
is...
you
Smoke more of your
just-
pipe.
Exactly. No. I mean, I think you should.
Yeah, but it is a very cool castle.
I agree.
I want that bed. And I just... Poof.
You land on it, and you sink in.
Yeah, I don't like tip or anything. I'm just face down, spread eagle, like...
Yep. As you land on, you sink right in. It's the most comfortable bed you ever felt.
Excuse me.
As you look out, you see there's a window facing right out. And if you look out, you actually see the entire size of the lake and how large it is. From your vantage point, you can actually see the forest on the other side, the eastern forest on the other side of the lake. And you can see there's a very vast difference in the trees from the trees you passed from the what was called the Hunter's Wood. The trees on the eastern side seem to be more rounded tops, large, deep trunks, whereas the Hunter's Wood seems more evergreens. There's long pines, the very tall, very thick trees.
Hey, what did what was the wolf guy? What was he the aspect of or whatever? The embodiment of again? Hunger. Okay. Okay. I just sit facing a corner and I'm like in the air with a finger, just doing some invisible math, mumbling to myself for a while.
I mean, the hunter wasn't the hunger. The wolf was the hunger.
Yeah, the wolf was the hunger, but
Yeah, that guy.
I thought that's what you meant.
Yeah.
Is that not what you meant, Murray?
Yeah.
I mean, to be honest, really all she wants to have happen is her to be the representation of hunger. Because then the hunter would come for her.
Puns.
Garvin looks incredibly confused.
So does Coco. He just got identical head tilts.
Murray's shoulders are just bouncing from like silent laughter.
So Adrian looks directly at Garvin and goes, "I'll tell you when you're older." With that same old like "fuck you" grin.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
right. I mean, it was unintentional.
That's why it's funny, brother. I'm just gonna start sketching the lake, drawing
Doesn't
for the
matter.
first time in like fucking months. Cause it's pretty.
Yeah, so in the lake you see the silhouette of the moon, and right now it's full. But you can also see, in part of it, you can see a little bit of the setting sun. But they don't move, they just sit there.
Yeah, I'm capturing that as best I can. Like that's cool as hell.
The
Else.
sky is this
Sorry.
deep purplish color, and with a little bit of that mix of that like red and orange from a setting sun. So you're getting that mix of night and day all kind of in one.
Man, I wish I had colors. That's it. I'm doodling for the rest of the evening until bed.
Anything else? Want to do
I was gonna
anything?
go exploring because
Have fun, don't die.
Garvin's gonna walk around with Coco
Bye-bye.
if she starts to go exploring. He's interested. Do you say anything, or do you just...
well, I mean, she's not really saying anything. She's just opens the door and goes out and sort of. She's not making a secret of her leaving, but she's not.
Okay,
announcing
then
what
no,
she's
he doesn't
doing.
go with you. Yeah. He's not insightful enough to realize. He just chills. Sits in the bunk.
Do you
Hey,
have a
someone might
balcony
want to
at all?
follow. Someone might want to follow her.
Oh yeah, I'll go.
All
He
right.
probably gets up and follows.
Okay. So Coco and Garvin, you're walking around the castle. So as you exit the room, since you guys were pretty deep in conversation, we weren't really looking too much at the design. As you kind of are walking, you see the side you're on. You guys came up from the western side, and as you go, it curves around in this large, almost crescent around the entire side of the castle. You see sporadically doors on the left side of the hallway, but there's none on the right. As when you actually look out, you can see like small slit windows that overlook into the courtyard itself. Not the court itself, not the courtyard. You see the Queen's chambers, and as you're looking in there, as late as it is, it looks like they're having a ball. You see all these different creatures and dancing together. You see a band playing music. It's music you've never heard before, but it's upbeat. Everybody seems to be really enjoying themselves. So for whatever reason, this queen definitely seems to be in a good mood as of this point. But the festivities are just full
We are
swing.
going out to get her a bed buddy.
Get her a shag.
Why not celebrate in advance? Oh. Oh, Coco definitely ducks inside to take a closer look at what's going on.
Yeah, Garvin's, if he's noticing
You
it
guys
too,
are
we'll
up in the
start
low.
looking.
Yeah, you guys are up on the upper area, so you're looking down into it. So you're like
Oh,
on the second
oh,
floor
okay.
looking down.
Okay. Well, in which
Yeah,
case
to get to
we're
your room, you
peering
actually went
over-
up a
we're
side
definitely
staircase.
peering over the edge to watch things.
Yeah, so it's just it's absolute merriment from everybody involved.
Should we go down, Coco?
Coco was about to suggest the same thing, so yes. Let's let the two low wisdom characters go down.
Yeah, we're heading to the party.
Okay.
Hey man, guests of the court.
So you guys head down. You again, it's just the room is filled with people. You see red caps. You see it's more centaurs. You see satyrs. You see those elves, but some of them are a little bit different colors. Where they had been more autumnal before, some of them look more summer. A couple of them are even looking a little darker, looking more like winter. So they're kind of affecting. They look like they take different aspects, different seasons.
Emo kids.
It's rude.
I mean, tell me that winter Eladrin isn't emo.
Luckily, we're
Come on,
not
man.
there.
So
You see
I'm gonna
different.
use.
Mhm.
I'm gonna use disguise self to add autumnal flair to my armor.
Okay.
So just like leaves, flowers, other things that fit to kind of fit the motif.
Okay.
Coco is already summer colors, so there's no need.
You guys also see some, they're blue skinned. They look, there's two different types. There's ones that look like, another type of elf. They have the long pointed ears. But then there's other ones that are a little smaller, look almost like they're almost like a dwarf, but they're not quite. But they've got this deep blue hue to their skin. You also see some, they look humanoid. They look like normal humans, but they're giving this, they've got this color to them it's just different. And where their ears normally are, they've got, it almost looks like shells growing out. And they've got gills. There's, you see some normal fairies and things like that.
For variable definitions of normal.
There's you would, some creatures you'd see that you'd think would potentially be, you know, not in a place in a what they would consider to be a good location, if that makes sense. They're,
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense to Garvin, though. She's powerful and she holds sway over all of these things, and they're respecting that power.
Yeah, exactly. But irregardless of all that, they're happy. Everybody's smiling and dancing and enjoying the food that's out. There doesn't seem to be any sadness or anything going on. You can see the Autumn Queen sitting on her throne, and her foot's kind of tapping to the music, watching everybody kind of move around.
What sort of dancing is it? Is it is it a recognizable dance?
Nothing that you've ever seen, and it's honestly almost everybody's doing something different. There's no like rhyme or reason to it. All of it is just moving with the beat of the music. So they're letting their bodies kind of just move to whatever they feel.
Okay, so they're dancing individually rather than.
Yeah, it's not a collective. Yeah, it's not a collective like
you
see.
It's not a quadrille, is what you're telling me.
Correct. Yeah, there's no main grouping for that at all. Garvin, give me a perception check.
Oh, my strong suit.
Yes.
That's a 3 total.
Okay.
Yes. What's the Feywild, man? 3s are good.
Coco, you can as well. Go ahead and give me a perception check as well.
I suspect that Coco's wisdom is actually higher than Garvin's.
Yeah.
Oh, that's actually a really good roll. 17.
Okay. Coco, as you're sitting there watching around, you turn around to look towards Garvin, and you notice the queen has made her way and is making her way towards you. Almost right behind Garvin.
Garvin!
What?
Wow.
Are you enjoying the festivities?
Hello? Yes, please.
Yeah. The music was nice, and Coco wanted to come down here with me. Is it all right?
Oh, please. Eat, drink, be merry, enjoy yourselves. You're guests in my castle.
Thank you.
All right. Any suggestions on what's really good?
Excuse me.
We have multiple different salads that are quite tasty. They're made with different types of flora and fauna you probably have never seen before. We have some razor glass wine, which I do believe you all have made the acquaintance of, actually. I hear you made friends with brownies.
I mean, look, I thought maybe if we grow the grass, then they'd be happy enough to let us through, and then it wasn't. And look, this stuff's kind of confusing to me.
Oh, understandable. Not many of you mortals make your way to this section of the Fae, as many of them think it's dangerous. Which, I mean, it is if you're in the wrong area.
I mean, I think it's pretty cool.
It's pretty cool.
Well, I take your compliment in kind. But please, enjoy yourselves and, just do me a favor, don't wander around too much. Some might take offense to where you end up.
Alright. Appreciate it.
But enjoy yourselves. Have a nice rest. You're going to need your energy in the morning.
Coco's gonna go find some summery people to go dance with.
I'm heading over to the table to eat whatever she suggested.
Okay. You see all sorts of different types of flora and fauna. There's these berries that are on these large waxy green leaves. They're sliced up and then placed on top of the leaves, although they look like the leaves belong to the berries. But they're big white berries. You see little creatures that they remind you very much of the Mandragora from, for those as a mental image, Mandragora from Harry Potter. They're these little creatures with these faces and arms, but they're long-rooted creatures, so they look like they're part of a plant. But they're all like sautéed. And you see
one of those.
You see a centaur come over and just grab his razor grass bulbs, and just bites right into one.
Alright.
And I just grab one and do the same.
Okay. It's got this deep rooty flavor to it, almost like ginseng. It's got that like dirt, almost like that flavor of dirt and soil as you eat it. It's very bitter.
Dirt.
Oh, it's not bad. Connie,
And I'm looking around for something to drink at this point, of course.
And the closest thing you can see is you see these 3 goblets of this like golden liquid.
Yeah, try some of that.
Okay, you take a drink of this, but this is almost the complete opposite. It's this very strong, fruity flavor to it, but you can taste the alcohol.
Garmin takes a bite of root, a swig of drink, a bite of root, a swig of drink, and starts using them to balance each other out.
Okay. The funny thing is,
Let his hair down.
you get this really weird, like, aftertaste from both of them that almost... It's almost the similar flavor to them both. They have this really even-tempered flavor that just kind of masks in between both of the flavors that you're getting from them. You think these might actually be from the same...
beer.
Yeah, and Garvin's just happy eating this plant that made our lives hell earlier today. That's
Yep.
really.
Dude.
Take your teeth
Yeah.
to it.
Like, it's not bad. It's not bad. It wasn't worth really burning. It wasn't like, okay, if this is the links I would have had to go to make this thing palatable, yeah,
This is how you win D&D.
you can appreciate it for what it was or is. Both.
So, but your stomach keeps it down, you don't feel any ill effects from it, but, it was an interesting, flavor combination for you.
Coco is attempting to make friends with the people she's dancing with, which is
Everyone
a little
seems-
hard.
Yeah, Go ahead and give me a performance check. See if how well you dance with everybody.
Oh, yeah, charisma is not her forte, but she does have high dex, so at least she's not tripping over herself. I don't suppose I could use dex for this performance check, could I?
If you want to, you know what? Go ahead and make it a dex performance. So it'll be whatever your performance skill, but using dex instead.
That's much more likely to go well. Okay. Yeah, 14.
Okay.
She doesn't embarrass herself.
You're able to move yourself in ways, one, that you're not tripping over anybody else or yourself. You mostly keep in time with the music. You kind of bump into a couple people, but you don't fall over or knock them over. All in all, everybody is just enjoying themselves and having such a good time, they barely registers that you made any mistakes or anything like that. As you guys are doing this, you guys are doing things. You've been in there for a while. You're feeling tired, but you don't see any signs of the party letting off at all.
Let's see. Does Garvin do the right thing?
Yeah, the Fae are not known to end their parties, as far as I remember.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know that Coco would know better. She just
Garvin knows better.
Basically, just invited herself to a rave. So, I don't think I'm even gonna roll for that unless someone tells her that it's not gonna stop and that she should go to bed. She's probably just gonna stay.
Yeah.
Plus, there's food.
Garvin's
drink.
If Coco's up, I mean, I rolled a whiz save. I even rolled it at advantage, and I rolled a 3 and a 5. Garvin's not.
Party time.
I was like, he knows this is the time that he needs to. So no, the two of us probably are just getting drinks occasionally. Yeah, checking in on each other, keeping making sure each other are okay, dancing, whatever.
We're party buddies.
Okay. Eventually, you guys, let's just roll a die here to see how long.
This is gonna go so badly.
So, a couple more hours pass. Eventually, Ildrail comes back up to you and says, I'm not trying to put a damper on your festivities here, but I have a feeling we're going to be going on for quite a while longer, and it's pretty late, and I would recommend it. In order to be successful in your mission, you might want to head back to your room for some sleep.
All right, sounds good.
Coco
Appreciate
looks
it.
disappointed, but on the other hand, being told by someone in a
Yeah, he doesn't argue. He just is like, okay, cool, and just starts dancing away, probably trying to lead Coco out of there, back towards the room.
Yeah, Coco looks disappointed, but she's not arguing or anything. Aw, man, I'm having fun.
Okay, so she kind of snaps her fingers, and again, 2 more boggles kind of come back up and lead the way.
Your hospitality is amazing. Thank you.
And I kind of give her a slight bow.
Bye-bye.
She nods, and eventually you see her actually start dancing herself, very gracefully, and just moving in between all the different dancers.
Goddamn ills.
Okay, well, Coco stays another few minutes just to watch.
And eventually you see her just wind her way back up and sit back on her throne.
Alright. Well,
So-
I guess we can go back to bed.
So you guys follow the
Man,
boggles.
dude, you're missing the party.
I mean, but Coco, who else can say they've danced in a fake horn?
Not
So-
us.
Eventually you guys make it back up to the room. You see
As Murray's doing the robot in the corner.
You see a large spread of different foods have been brought up into the room, as well as some pitchers of different liquids.
Also,
And
everyone
I'm
has
assuming-
a wreath.
Yeah, a little
Yes,
wreath on
but
our heads of like
The two of us
weird
are already
orchids.
full and probably tipsy.
Yeah. Our
What is
wreaths have like orchids
going
that are
on
like kind
here?
of phallic shaped and stuff. It's great.
Adrian has
What?
it.
Coco, do they have dicks on their head?
It's a joke.
Oh,
Get
you
it, dickhead. I mean, I did it to Sahiri while she was praying because she's all quiet and stuff and like super concentrated on her god or something. And I'm like, hey,
What?
let's make a hat. So I made her a hat. Then I made me a hat, and then I made you a hat. It's great.
She doesn't normally do that long, does she?
Hey, Sahiri, are you good?
Muted.
Overwhelming.
There you go.
Yeah, you're
When
fine.
you-
What?
I'm fine. It's just very overwhelming.
Hey, you have a new hat.
Yes, apparently we've been given new hats.
We all have new
Say-
hats. Well, except for those two. They're not cool. They're not part of the cool
Lovely
kids club.
colors. It's just interestingly
A
shaped.
lot.
Well, they're orchids. They actually
there's one
exist.
on
It's not
your
something
head,
I made up
too.
or anything.
I didn't think you had, Marie. I'm glad,
is going
Coco
on?
and Garvin, that you guys made it back.
I've
Hi,
sketched
Karen.
basically everything from since we've entered this place, and apparently Murray spent the evening counting and then putting dicks on my head. What'd you get up
An amazing party?
What the? You let me sit here and sketch for 4 fucking hours, and there was a party going? You cheeky
I mean,
bastard! You at least have fun.
Fun part.
Of course.
you
I
had
mean,
fun. Good
I'm
enough.
sorry I didn't really think about it. We got
No, no,
down
no,
there.
no,
and
no,
it
no.
was-
As long as you tell me
Hey.
stories, we're good.
Hey, those razor wine like things, the grass doesn't make a
Dick
bad
crop.
wine or food. It's all right.
Yeah, I know. And I'm like guzzling down like a big glass of it. Like
Yeah, that
like,
stuff. And I
Fucking
grab a glass.
revenge, eh?
Wait, Murray, where
course.
did you get food?
Dude, I rang the bell and the little boggle guy was like, hey, what's up, dude? And I'm like, hey, food and water and wine if you please. And he's like, okay. And then, you know.
Huh. I
Look,
just have
really
a bunch
good.
of sketches around me, and I'm just like, oh.
Ildray said it was probably time to get like for us to stop dancing. Like it might be bedtime, so I'm getting it's probably late. I think.
Yeah, I'm out of things to sketch. I'm good.
And you want to sketch me?
I did that
Oh no. No.
like 6 fucking months ago. Oh, gods, no.
Oh no, I can turn into all kinds of animals, man.
Nope.
If there's a bunch of animals that I know that you don't know, I could be like, hey, dude, draw me like one of your Yartar girls, you know? Like, I don't know. No?
Grab a
Okay.
piece of food, making full eye contact, or just grab a piece of food and walk over to my bed.
What was that thing
Hey,
you were
by the-
dancing with, Coco?
Oh, sorry, I didn't hear you.
And Garvin just like looks at you. What was that thing you were dancing with?
What did it look like?
Did I get the person's? Did I get the person's name?
Nope.
Because that's the only thing Coco would know is if they introduced themselves, she'd be able to tell you its name, but she doesn't know what it was.
Coco, can you draw?
She
All right,
can-
I hand you my sketch
will-
stuff.
She will make she'll reproduce what she. She's not an artist. but
Presumably-
she can-
Yeah, but
I
like
know she
presumably you can recreate
she can
anything
re-
that you need to.
Yeah.
It might not be a
I know she can
masterpiece, but it'll be an
yeah, I know
accurate
she can
enough
recreate anything that
representation.
she reads or drawings or that part that she can mimic. I don't know about an actual person, but she
Yeah.
can make an attempt.
Go ahead and give an actual performance
Yeah,
check
an actual
to see if
person. Sure.
I will assist.
no
Help
assist on
action.
that one.
Aw, damn.
I'll help on that one.
How are you gonna do that?
My stuff.
That is a straight 12.
Okay, so you get you kind of draw.
Coco
It's
has
not
no charisma.
it's not great, but it's a tall, in comparison to you, because you like put your little, you drew your own wish yourself next to it as for scale. So it was a very tall, very thin, gaunt-looking, humanoid-looking creature, very long pointed ears, and you kind of color in the skin a little bit. It was very dark, this dark blue.
The fuck is that?
Shutter Kai world.
I mean, why do you think I asked?
No, I'm agreeing with you. If anything, I don't know. Let me think. I might have one of Dad's. To be honest, like,
Oh, he's
backpack.
kind of like a blue elf, sorta.
Is there anything relevant that I could roll, or is this beyond my realm
This
of
would be
possible
you
knowledge?
would you wouldn't know what
Okay,
they are.
that's
now.
fine. Yeah, I got shit.
And I'm choosing not to roll. I think I'm just gonna assume Garmin doesn't know what this is.
That's cool.
Hey, who wants to be a cat?
Not me.
I mean, I was gonna put
Okay.
my hand up, but Coco beat me to it.
I mean, I figure we're safe in here and we're about to go to bed, so you know, I can afford to spend some of this. So, you know, if someone wants to know what it's like to be an animal, I could totally do that for you guys. No, Coco, no. Like an hour tops. But if you start losing your shit, I can end it. Don't worry about it. It's fine. 'Cause like, yeah, you're not gonna be
immediately
you.
had regrets.
You're not gonna.
Wait.
You're not gonna think like Coco. You're gonna think like a cat. So if you start freaking out and going feral, I can stop it. There's gonna be a weird transition. It's gonna be weird, but it's gonna be awesome. You sure?
Not thinking
Okay,
about
I
it.
cast
Good.
polymorph on her and I turn her into a little tabby cat.
Do you have a second one?
No, that's a 4th level spell and I only have one.
I mean, I'm pretty
Fair
sure
enough.
he's got to concentrate on that one too.
Yeah,
It is
I'm
what I
like, I'm
think it is.
eyeballing her the whole time, like, okay, think kitty thoughts. And you are literally a cat.
Are there curtains
Alright.
in this room?
You
Yeah,
no.
there's
would.
there are very
Oh,
large
no.
curtains surrounding the
I
windows in the room.
immediately
Yes.
climbed the curtains. Immediately climbed the curtains all the way to the top.
Anybody got mending?
I perch on top of the
No.
I perch on top of the curtain.
Party
like,
mom has mending.
Thank you, Mom.
We probably ought to
Hey,
fix
hey.
that, I think.
Yeah, we'll
Yeah.
fix it.
Yeah.
She's done.
It's kitty cat
Yeah.
Coco. It's awesome.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome unless someone finds out that we.
Wait,
you know,
oh,
dipped in
dude, she
cat.
knows. Trust me, she knows.
Okay.
It's also kind of funny. Here, kitty, and then I'm gonna take like a ball of pocket lint, and I'm gonna like wiggle it really quickly and go, ha! And see if the kitty chases it.
I don't know if the curtain rod stays put, but Coco is off after the ball of lint.
Curtain rod stays put.
Yep. Yeah.
I
Hey,
have had
kitty cats.
cat-related incidents where the curtain rod did not stay
Yep.
put, so.
Oh yeah.
I go lay down and I go to bed.
I fix the curtain and then I go to bed.
You might have to do that again in the morning, depending on how late these two are up.
Hopefully
It
not
only
much
lasts- it only
longer.
lasts- It only lasts an hour.
Hmm.
But
Oh
Coco-
yeah, no, this is only an hour. Don't worry about it. It's
The
fine.
cat does make a
She'll
point
tuck.
of bouncing on all of your heads if you're in bed. Toying or spleens or, you know,
Yep.
kidneys, whatever vital organ
Oh,
happens to
God.
be vulnerable at that moment.
Just like on someone's
Because cat-
back doing this.
Because, yeah.
Scritch.
Yeah, I'm gonna curl up in a ball in a corner and just like bury myself in my stuff and just like go to sleep and just I'll let it run out.
Yeah.
Unless she climbs something towards the end, and then I'm gonna end concentration before she climbs. Because I don't want her poofing into herself at the top of the room. Because that would be a problem. Oh yeah, you can't fly. Oh jeez.
All right.
I mean,
So eventually,
I assume the ceilings aren't more than like 8 or 10 feet in here.
actually, they're pretty high. They're about 20 feet up.
Oh, okay.
These are
Okay.
high
Vaulted
castle ceilings.
ceiling.
Yep. So
no, go! Ah! And then I end it. Like, okay, bedtime.
So you guys eventually
Finally.
settle down. You get some sleep, and it's quiet sleep. There's no restless dreams. There's no sounds. Even though as loud as the party was when you were out in the hallway, you can't hear it at all from inside the room. The light somehow from the setting sun is dimmed for whatever reason, and you're able to fall asleep without any problem. Eventually, you guys all wake up in the morning for you guys. You feel refreshed. You feel you don't feel tired at all, even with the festivities tonight. It's almost as if it was meant to be that way. You do all kind of wake up roughly around the same time. Not exactly at the same time, but within a couple minutes of each other. You feel refreshed, awake, and ready to start your day.
I have one question before we move. Did the Boggles come in and clean up the leftovers, or is there leftover dinner for breakfast?
As a matter of fact, when you look around the room, all of the dinner stuff is gone, and you actually see breakfast sitting on the table inside the room. You see eggs. You see what looks like bacon and potentially a ham. You see fruit juice. You see milk, all laid out. You see what looks like potatoes sliced up.
Hey, do you guys think Liv would be mad if we hired some Boggles?
I mean, I don't think so.
I like
mean,
them,
we
man.
could
They're
ask
great.
him.
That's a
I
good
mean-
point. We'll do that.
I mean, I wonder what they work for, though. I mean, probably not traditional
know.
pay.
I mean, whatever. I'll give them what they want.
Hey, Coco, how'd you like being a cat? How cool is that? Yeah, it's right. Next time you can be a fart. That'd be great.
Might even say it was perfect.
That's
That's alright, even I got bad at that one.
So you should.
Yeah. Let's go.
All right.
Oh, man. I hope Thug got some numbs, too.
I'm
Yeah,
sure
he's
they
a
took
big
care
boy.
of him.
The rest of this.
He's a guest in their space too. I mean, there was food for us.
Holy crap. How many stone giants can go and say that they were a guest of the Autumn Queen?
Probably one.
Oh, no, that's exactly it, right? One.
So did Garvey
Thug.
dance with the Autumn Queen at all at any point, or get a chance to, or did she dance past him, or did she stay watching the whole time?
She watched until she came up to you guys, and then what she did was she danced her way back to her seat. So no, you didn't actually get to dance with her.
So, Garvin, Coco, tell the stories while we walk.
I mean, it's pretty awesome. Lots of dancing.
You guys also
I forgot
notice
how
there
bad
is
the
a
stories were.
very large sack sitting in the entranceway of the room.
Ooh, what's
That
in
looks
I
it?
immediately
heavy.
gonna open it.
I would assume the chains.
As you open it up,
Probably.
you see
Looks heavy.
there's very thick chains wrapped around on themselves. They seem like they should be heavier than what they are, though. As you kind of touch them and lift them, they seem a lot lighter than you'd think they would be. Perhaps it's something to do with the
Yep.
enchantment.
I'm going to inspect them a little bit, like look in the bag. They're basically like chained, like manacles. Basically like manacles, pedicles, chains, the whole thing, or
They're just chains. There's no
Oh, so there's no fixment, there's nothing. It's just like, so I would assume that it's just, I don't know, chuck it at Wolf Guy and maybe magic.
Probably not.
Okay.
too
So
easy.
hey, I got a plan. I got a plan for this guy, for this Wolf Guy. you know.
Uh-huh.
You know, I mean, it'd be kind of cool, right? So, okay, the hunter is easy. The hunter is easy. The queen's got the hots for you. You know, go hit that. But the wolf, it's weird, right? You know, the epitome of hunger and shit. So I figure, here's what I'm gonna do, right? If we don't know where he is exactly, I can talk to some trees. You know, they might be able to help us out there. You know, tell us roughly where, you know, the
It's worked
scary
before.
wolf thing is. You know,
It's worked before. Fuck it, why not?
I mean, why don't
Oh
I
no,
just
but
try? Why don't
Please,
I
fuck.
just try talking to the wolf and suggesting that it can actually quench its hunger for one night if it works with the queen?
I mean,
oh yeah,
they
that
do
too.
seem to have an endless supply of food. So,
Oh my god, that food was so good. But yeah, I could also try to charm him. You know, I figure he's kind of a monstrosity, right? So I mean, it might work. Mind you, probably that's the big guns, man. That's a lot of
if it,
focusy focus there to try to charm a monster. You know.
I mean, I'm more worried
Oof.
about the hunter that's going to try to use it as bait.
Oh,
ah,
I'm a.
being bait is exactly where we
Ooh.
want to be. Then the thing comes to us.
Right,
Here's
but
the
then
thing, though.
once he gets the thing, then there's no need for us.
Right, but that's a person.
Yeah.
I can talk to a person. I can't talk to a wolf.
What
I'm
if
not.
he doesn't like
All right.
talking?
Yeah, everybody likes talking to me at least a little, except you.
Okay, so I don't know how long he's been doing this, but if he's been doing the exact same thing for God knows how long, and elves live for a really long time, so I'm assuming he's an elf. I don't know, whatever, or one of those
Elm,
fancy ones that
ladder,
got weird
whatever.
colors. Yeah, that guy.
Hey, lad.
But you know, Eladrin. Right, I pull out my book and I write down Eladrin. So yeah, and anyway, so if he's got a singular focus, I mean, here's the thing, right? I think he might implode if he actually catches the wolf. Because having a singular focus for so long, you know, you kind of have an identity crisis. It's weird.
Like Inigo Montoya.
Exactly. You killed my father. Anyway, so I kind of want to avoid the huntsman and want to go straight to the wolf if we can. So I say, as soon as we get to the trees, I just want to have a chit chat with a couple of trees and be like, hey, man, any of your buddies? But no, I mean, this is like actually talking where they can talk to me. It's weird for me. But you know, if they can point us away from the hunter and towards the beast, and we just deal with the Wolfie Magoo, you know, and then we just have a
Also,
chat, you know.
I mean, realistically, if he's a hunter and not something more nefarious, he's the hunter, the whole thing. He's probably kind of at least somewhat an honor type guy, and if we are the ones who actually get the thing that he's been chasing his whole fucking existence, then we've bested him, and he may not see anything wrong with that except that he's lost.
I
Hey, did you
mean,
guys
Yeah.
hear thunder?
do you think we could really
No?
set foot into the hunter's wood without the hunter knowing we're in it?
No.
Then how are we going to avoid him?
Fuck no. I don't think we are. I was just letting Murray live in his delusions.
I mean, that was my point. I don't think we can avoid him either.
Yeah, but why do you have to pop Murray's bubble?
Yeah, Garvin. Wait, I'm kidding. I don't care. I'm not attached to any of my ideas. It's fine.
I mean, why don't you just convince the hunter that the queen is a better quarry than the wolf?
Oh, Buttercup. I'm way ahead of you there, Chief. Oh
The
yeah, that
easiest
was
way
actually
to do
planned.
that. I think the easiest way to do that is to have us capture the wolf on behalf of the queen. Say that she is a better quarry because she's the only one capable of sending someone, or through her many machinations, capturing the thing that you've been chasing. She caught that thing, she would be a better opponent.
Oh no.
Easy
Oh
deflection.
no. Here's the
But
thing,
then,
right? Ooh.
Why don't we just catch the fucking wolf? I mean, I don't
all
think it's going to
right,
be that easy, but you know what I mean?
Here's the thing, though. We're gonna catch the wolf, and the hunter's gonna be like, "Ha ha! I caught the wolf!" and then kills us all.
But we have a troll.
I
Giant.
mean,
Giant.
a
Sorry,
giant.
this morning. I read that
So
somewhere
he's
and
Dude.
it
going to know
stuck in my
exactly
head.
where we
My
are.
bad,
So is
dog.
the wolf.
Or this
Yeah,
is an eternal
racist.
fight. So even if we catch
Yeah.
the wolf, at some point the wolf will not be caught anymore and the hunter will go back to hunting.
Oh no,
Which
but
is
here's
why she wants the wolf so she can become the new wolf, essentially. Right?
Yeah.
Or
Oh,
so that
you want
she
the
can
wolf?
keep him away from the wolf by bringing him close to her. He's gonna
Oh,
chase it
basic-
all the time, but she can just not let him in. Lock it in a dungeon
It's-
somewhere. It lives
it's
forever,
the most.
constantly
It's
hungry,
the
never
deadliest
fed.
hunt.
He's, like, it makes
So is
sense.
it food hunger? I would
It's not
imagine
about
it's
the physical things.
I know.
multiple types of hunger.
Yeah, no, I think it's every hunger. You know, like lust,
Yeah.
hunger. You know, gluttony, greed, all that kind of stuff.
Violence.
You know, I mean, I could turn into a lady wolf if I need to take one for the team, but I kind of don't want to.
I'm not gonna watch that.
No, I can charm him as a lady wolf and be like, "Hey, big boy," and then you take him down.
I am aware of the connotations of your idea. I'm still not gonna watch it.
Someone's got to tie up the wolf. I mean, okay, so long story short, the queen wants to be pursued, and the best pursuer in the realm is the hunter. I mean, let's go tell the wolf that he's not his hot shit anymore, and, you know, maybe he's got a better life, you know, sucking up to the queen or something. I don't know.
Why not just convince
Whatever.
the wolf that the hunter is more interested in the queen than it?
Ooh, jealousy. Oh, I like it.
But I guess the wolf could be hungry for attention, and
I mean, would the
eternal
wolf just go after the
hunter would
queen
be
to get rid of the thing that's
Maybe.
in the way?
Hungry for scritches.
Are we trying to double cross?
I mean,
Queen?
she could easily take care of the wolf, I'm sure.
But she did give us a fancy chain to capture.
We
him. She
agreed
did
to
say
capture the
him.
wolf. If we don't capture the wolf, we don't hold up our end of the agreement. We don't get the information on where Gray or the dragon or whatever information she has is. We need that to get Knob back.
All right,
Yeah,
let's
it
go
is
after the
weird.
wolf.
I have a
Yeah.
weird feeling that
So-
wording in this agreement is very important.
Either way, we need to go out and find either the hunter or the wolf and plead our case to whichever one and capture the wolf and bring it back.
Oh boy.
And if the hunter's like, "Hey, you," we're like, "Yeah, we're the bait. I get it. Where do we stand?" Throw him off. You know,
That's what
he'll
said.
never expect people to just show up and be like, "Oh, hey, I'm bait."
Hello, great hunter. I am your new bait. Point me where you need me. It's easy. I say, knowing that it won't be.
All
Also,
right,
these
you can
guys
do
are
the
eternal,
talking.
so.
Oh, great. That was a well played.
I mean, I was just gonna have a chat with the guy, you know, beast to beast, but you know, all right, yeah.
Can we
Saves
go
me
now?
from getting hurt.
Yeah, I thought we were. I thought we were going.
This was over breakfast.
Oh,
So
I'm gonna
you
I'm gonna
guys-
save a couple of buns or something, a couple of pancakes, put them in my pocket.
So you guys pack yourselves back up again. Make your way out of the room. As soon as you guys leave the room, you see three boggles quickly scoot in.
Hey,
And you just, as you kind of glance over into the doorway, you see them immediately just starting to clean up.
Q.
Thank you.
dude, we have to.
You
hire
guys are efficient.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, dude. It would make Lift's life easier. It would make our lives easier. It would make everybody better.
oh,
Everything.
actually,
No dirty tables ever. The turnover rate, just by itself, I could turn tables like easily.
I'm gonna look at one of the boggles. Hey, excuse me, sir or madam. I'm not sure. Just a question. When you do that weird thing, and sorry, when you do that really cool thing where you sink into the ground, do you leave an oil stain when you do that?
It's only there for a minute. It's fine.
Okay, no, perfect. That's awesome. That's great. Yeah, no, thank you.
even.
I like to learn
exactly,
new things
so,
about new people that I meet, and that's awesome. I'm just so curious.
what
Okay,
an
bye.
amazing folk.
I
I
mean,
want
yeah,
to know everything about them.
they're a little gross when they disappear, but it only stays for a little while, so it's fine. It's great. We don't have to worry about cleaning. It's great.
Yeah. Job for another day, I think.
So you guys make your
I
way
mean,
down the
there's
stairs.
probably some red caps that need a place to live soon.
You make your way down the stairs. You guys get into through the doorway out of the court into the main entryway, back out to the doorway out and leading out toward the stairs, down out of the castle. As you guys are walking down, you can see Thog is sitting there, He's just sitting down at the bottom of the stairwell, waiting for when you guys come to
Morning,
catch up to him.
dog.
Oh, friend's back. We go now.
Mhm. We go now.
I pull up my pocket pancakes. Here you go, Thog. I saved you some of my breakfast. It's not a lot, but, it's something.
It's a taste.
Ooh.
And you see him. You just put it in his hand. It's a little bit in his hand. He goes,
He just like sticks it in his finger.
Did you have any other food, or is that it?
Thog found food. Thog good.
Nice.
It's awesome.
What was its name?
It looked like deer. It was tasty.
Ah,
Okay.
yummy.
God, I hope he didn't eat a centaur.
Me too. I wasn't gonna say it, but
It looked like deer. It
Sorry.
screamed.
Look
Yeah,
like
call
deer,
me
scream
names.
like person.
exactly. Oh no.
Oh,
no.
great.
Oh
So,
no.
Thag, how have your dreams been lately? Pretty good?
Walkie?
Thog slept just fine.
Yeah. Nice.
That's good. An improvement.
Where we go now?
That way.
Big scary wood.
Yeah.
Yep. You're a hero, Thug. This is what heroes do.
So, Thug, my boy, we have a really fun day ahead of us. We get to go meet a really big wolf, and a guy who calls himself a hunter.
You can punch the wolf. Don't punch the hunter.
And we need to not kill the wolf because the queen kind of wants the wolf as a pet. So,
Sorry, we can't kill the wolf. It doesn't die.
I mean, simplifying. So these chains, we need to tie up the wolf in these chains and take him back to the queen, so that the hunter can, play a different role. Wink.
I mean, isn't that Dog's role in the dream? To catch the wolf with his hands, so we can
Catch
wrap
the
it in
wolf with his
chains?
hands so that we can put the chains on. Yes.
With assistance of friends.
Thog can catch puny wolf.
Not so puny, but yeah.
This is a special wolf, Dog. He's
Big.
big.
But how
Big
will
body.
Thog get through there? And he points to the woods, and you see it's exceedingly
It's
dense.
really thick.
Shit.
I think the plan, Thog, is that we will be the bait to bring the wolf out.
That seems
Oh,
Bad.
shit.
but I guess.
I mean, Maury, ask Dog if he wants to be a squirrel or something for an hour.
Yeah, ask him if he wants to be tiny.
I pull out the pin. I'm kind of curious to find out if this works on polymorph too.
You don't want to be
Oh,
bait?
no.
Yeah, well,
Coco, it's
you can hide,
it's-
Coco.
Oh no, we pretend for the hunter that we're the bait, but we're actually the bait, but we don't get eaten. It's weird.
I mean, me and Murray can be bait, and everyone else can hide. make sure we don't die. It'll be good. It'll be a fun day. I promise. I hope. Yeah, I know I'm lying too. Shut up.
You know what? I like that idea of asking Thug if he wants to be someone super special, which I know you do, buddy. But I need to think about it a little bit more because there's consequences to my actions, and they need to be intelligent enough to understand what I'm saying.
A horse.
Yeah.
But horses have to be broken and tamed. See, this is my thing.
What about an elephant? They're smart.
I've never
Right
Let's
about
just
met
not do
one.
that. Let's just forget that.
Oh wait, are they big?
I don't know. It's an elephant.
I read
Have you
about
seen
it.
an elephant
That's all I
before?
know.
I mean, I've seen lots of things, but I've never seen an elephant fly.
we've seen an elephant, but that is not the same thing. And it was way too big.
I mean, we got some pretty big shit back home, but I've never heard the word elephant before.
Yeah, I read it. And I don't. That's all I had. I was hoping to. Whatever.
Dog
Think
says,
on it, I guess.
"You want to make me something else to be smaller?"
No,
Yeah.
no. My question, Thog, is if you could turn into any animal, what kind of animal would it be? Think
Puppy.
about it. Really fun, really neat. Sorry, what?
Puppy dog.
Oh bless! I love it.
I see humans
Please
play
make a
with their
puppy.
little animals, and I'm too big. I squish animal.
I just wrap my arm around Thog's leg and just squeeze it. Oh my god, Thog. Oh my god. Would you like to be a puppy dog, Thog?
Dog would be good boy.
Thug would be the bestest boy. I look at everybody, I go, oh my god.
I know.
He'd be the bestest boy. Okay, Thug, I promise you, I'll help you become a puppy dog soon. While I think about the potential downsides to this plan, which I kind of can't see right now.
I'm just gonna message at Murray. Hey, I don't love this plan, but if we tie up the puppy, and then it stops being a puppy and starts being a big old thog, that's a big old surprise for a big dumb wolfie.
In your head. Yeah, but I'm so curious. I would love to see what would happen if he just went in the middle of nowhere. And I'm just gonna say out loud, also, I could be a dog too, so we could be friends.
But you are friends.
Oh, no, but we could
Why
be
do you
friends and
speak
speak the
dog?
same language.
I can speak dog and cat and bird and I mean pretty much anything.
Yeah, I can't do that. I can do people languages, but
Look,
Yeah,
I mean,
I'm not
why would you
jealous at
start
all,
dog
Gervin.
with being a puppy and then not do it for him? It's kind of mean.
Oh, no,
make him a
trust me.
puppy. Make him a puppy, Murray. Come on, it'll be fun.
Hey, Thug, do you see this really cool pin? It's really neat, right? Shiny? Yeah, it's tiny, but it's shiny. Okay, so here's what's gonna happen, right? This is a super awesome sheriff's badge for puppies, okay? So I'm gonna make you a puppy. Not really a puppy, but like a dog, you know? And then what's gonna be really great is I'm gonna give you this really cool sheriff's badge, and we'll see if it makes you super awesome. Okay, Dreamwalker?
Dog be puppy.
Okay. Okay, give me your hand. What kind of puppy would you like? What kind of dog? Do you like German Shepherd? Do you like Mastiff? Do you like Collies? Do you like fuzzy ones, muscly ones?
I like
Make him
puppy.
a corgi. A corgi or a beagle. Do it. I want to carry him. Please.
Make
If
him a
you wanna
hunting
ca-
dog.
If you want to carry him, just you will not.
How
you do
about
not want him
something-
to be a
ooh.
corgi or a beagle. It needs to be much more. Of your
How
arms
about
or
something
short.
really neat? Hey, Thug. How about a bloodhound? That sounds pretty cool, huh? That sounds neat. Bloodhound. You can smell really good.
Big flappy face.
Huh? Big ears, they hang in their flappy, and you want to pet you?
Okay,
Yeah.
dog like.
Okay. Okay. I put my hand on his knee, and then I just look at everyone. I go, and I turn him into a bloodhound
Okay,
with polymorph.
and he
My
willfully fails to save because
Yeah.
he's accepting what's coming.
And then
So
I
you
go,
see Thog just go.
Here you go, Thug. And I
And
give
you
him
see
his
he's
sheriff's
this-
badge. Oh, it's okay. It's okay, Chief. It's your sheriff's badge.
And as you lean over, he
and-
goes and he goes blip, 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 all over your face.
If we get in
Yep.
trouble, you pull that, all right?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Still got the rope on it. It's still got the rope on it.
And I
Anyone
still
with a
have
mage hand should be able to. A mage hand should be able to pull it, no problem. It's on a
Hello.
rope. Don't worry about it.
Hello,
Is it
that's
wrapped
my
around
dog.
his neck, at least?
Yeah, I don't like to imprison animals, really. I
I
like
mean,
to
you
give
don't
them
want
the
him to
freedom of
trip on
movement.
it. If he trips on it and then rips it out, it's no good.
Just untie the rope. I can get it with a mage hand. It's
Right
just a
now,
fucking
he's
pin.
running.
okay.
He's running around in circles, barking happily at Murray.
Yep.
I'm just gonna be
Okay.
like, come here, boy. Come here.
And he comes over and he
And-
just
It's like,
big old lick to the face.
Oh yeah, you're
Hunter.
such a good boy. You're such a good boy. And as I'm
Hunter
scratching him, I'm gonna
dog.
untie the rope from it, so that it's not gonna trip him. And then toss it back to Murray. Job done. This is the cutest thing we've ever done.
Yep. In an hour, we're
10.
gonna find out if this experiment worked.
Ooh, that's a good point. We should hurry.
Yeah. Okay, Thug! Let's go! And Murray's just gonna start jogging towards the woods.
And I just looked at Dog because he's a dog. Are you happy, Dog? Is this good?
And he barks
I
at
can
you.
speak. I
Oh,
can speak, Dog.
okay. Well, as he barks, you hear the bark audibly, but it's a yes, yes, yes.
All right.
Oh no. What have I done?
Excellent.
What have I done? No, but this is gonna give Murray license to do this to people. That's great. I love it.
I mean, you got permission. There's,
Yeah, I know. Hey, Thug, how'd you like to? Nah, never mind. Never mind. That's for a later day. Okay, let's go.
Guys, this is our best bad idea to date. I think
It's not a bad idea. It's a good idea. What are you
I mean,
talking
quote,
about?
bad, unquote. Because it could go bad. You know, it's a science. You know, every time I perform a
I mean,
science, it's
any
a bad
idea can go bad.
Yeah, I know, but shut up.
I mean, my parents had an idea, and here I am, excommunicated from a clan. Anyway, whee!
Yikes.
What?
Into the spooky woods we go then.
Not the spooky woods, the awesome dog-friendly woods.
I don't speak dog. He's just happy to be a puppy. He's good.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I'm happy when I'm a puppy too, so I'm a little jealous right now, but, you know, time and place.
Yep. So do
So,
we have any
who
way
has-
to figure out where the fuck this wolf might be?
I have a question. Somebody was given a +1 dagger, I believe, for 2 people were. Was that this? Did somebody get,
We
like, a magical
have...
weapon?
There's a
Yeah.
mace +1 that Murray has on his belt.
It's a mace of... You have a mace of... Sahiri has a
No,
mace
no,
of
that's
disruption.
Sahiri has Mace of Disruption. I have a +1, and I have the Javelin of Lightning.
Also
There's a
longsword that I
+1
think is
longsword, I think, in the
Yeah.
bag of holding.
Yeah, along with a +1 chain shade.
Yeah, a +1 chain.
I
shade.
probably would
Got a pearl of
just-
power. That's the one.
Coco, can you mark the trees as we go through?
Sorry, mark
Oh!
trees? Was that it?
Flash.
Oh, hey,
Then I'm,
Garv,
like,
I
then
pull
I'm
out
pointing
my
to you.
compass. This will lead us exactly the way we came in.
All right.
And I just nod, and I actually I hold my my scarf around my neck. It's usually not like up because it's kind of weird looking, so I pull it out and like show the eyes and everything else from the owl bear. So I have that on.
Oh, hey, I met one of those.
Murray.
Yeah. As trees permission. Oh, yeah, hey, that also, you know what? I'm going to talk to the trees anyway. Just to get a sit rep, when we get to
Coco-
the edge of the forest.
Coco is not a fan of marking the trees if the trees are going to get mad at her in this place.
Oh, Coco,
She
she's fine. Murray can get us out.
The grass
Wait,
has
can't
already
you-
tried to murder us. Just saying.
Can't you just
Cool.
can't you just leave a mark with? I'm not a druid, but can't you just do something with druidcraft to like leave a mark on things? I don't-
Oh, hell yeah. But if the trees don't like it, they might throw it off or something. I don't know.
I try to touch the tree and see if I can leave a mark in a way that doesn't bother it.
Doing what?
Technically I have druidcraft, so he'd probably be trying to part the bark in a way to create a natural split.
Okay. So
Just enough to mark it.
You put your hand on the tree and you can feel the bark kind of pull away and it makes this like line on the tree.
Like that.
Oh shit! I didn't even know.
Ooh.
I was just talking out my ass. I was guessing.
I mean, just in case, right?
You are
So-
full of neat tricks these days, kid.
I'm... Fuck. Okay, so...
So we go around.
This is gonna
using
last.
a
This is
cantrip.
gonna last. This is gonna last 10 minutes. Okay, so I'm gonna cast Speak with Plants, and I'm gonna lean on the tree that Garvin marked. Oh hey, how's it going, buddy? What kind of tree? Is it a
It's-
familiar looking tree?
It looks like it's a pine tree, but it's wider,
Oh,
thicker, and the
okay.
the needles that are on it just look almost twice as thick as they are in the material plane. But the second you
Okay,
finish
hey.
your speak with plants, all you
Yeah.
hear is like every single tree within your vicinity that you can hear, just all repeating out the words danger, 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 danger.
This is fine.
Okay, they're telling us everyone is saying danger. Hey, Piney. Sorry if that's not your name, but it's how I know you. Is the wolf close?
Wolf is everywhere.
Uh,
Oh, the wolf is everywhere. That's great. That's great. Okay. So
It already knows
are you
you're
guys
here.
okay? Oh, and I'm gonna tell the plant. Oh, perfect. Awesome. Is the hunter close?
You don't get a response from that.
Okay, cool. Hey, by the way, if we have to mark you guys, I think Garvin's gonna do the same thing, or I can give you guys a pretty flower. What do you prefer? Just to help us get out in case. Pretty flower. Come on. Yes, think like a fey fir tree.
It doesn't respond. It just
Fair.
it basically says you will not escape.
Oh. Okay. Well, I appreciate your input. Tell everybody we're here to be nice, and I give the tree a hug. Oh, you're a nice tree. I give mwah, You're a good tree. And then I'm gonna keep speaker plants up. It's 10 minutes. So I turn around and I look at everybody like, "Hi." So the trees are telling us we're fucked. Let's go.
When are we not?
I mean, what do you mean?
The wolf is everywhere. I asked about the hunter. I didn't get an answer. I asked about if they're okay with the marks. I didn't get an answer. And I said because I wanted to get out, but then they added the caveat of you're not getting out.
So the
So-
trees
On the
think it's a
We've
good
heard
day
that
to
shit
meet
before.
Kellamvor. Excellent.
You always think that.
Well, death is natural. If it's our day to die, it's our day to die.
I mean, she's
Um,
right.
Yeah, no, I
I'm,
can't argue.
I'm gonna tap the next tree. Tap tap. Your cousin's weird, and yeah.
Well, blindly strolling into a terrifying forest with a possibly giant wolf that's lived forever and is the epitome of hunger. What could go wrong?
Well, it's not a creepy
That-
carnival.
That's a
Oh my
good
god.
fucking point. That was a
It's a
bad
low
Thug.
day.
bar. A very low bar.
So, you see Thog is just ahead. He hasn't gone very far of you, but you see he's on, like, full alert.
Good boy. Good boy.
And as you guys fully get into the forest, you feel this almost sense of oppression. Like there's some...
Oh, it's like a really old forest. Like,
There's just this presence. You just feel it bearing down on you as you're entering it.
ooh. So Murray starts to kind of like shrink down a little bit and kind of scratch his head as we start walking in. Oh god, there's so many voices. Okay, no, this is an angry forest. This isn't a happy forest. This is
Yeah.
okay.
So for the next 10 minutes, you pretty much just hear, like, the whispers of danger. Danger.
Yeah. Yep. I get it. Can't you say anything encouraging?
We're probably not gonna die. That help?
And after 10 minutes,
What's that
Murray just
got?
kind of stands back up. Okay, it's better now. The voices are gone. And then I shrink back down. Oh god, yeah, it's you feel claustrophobic? This
Yeah,
place
it's-
feels claustrophobic.
It's dark. It's not dark. I mean,
Yeah.
it's you can't see the sky because the trees are so thick. Your eyes still have to adjust because there is some natural light, but it's
Oh.
it's very, very dark. Being able to see clearly outside of maybe 10 feet in front of you, unless you have dark vision, is going to be very, very hard. It's just very difficult to see.
Okay. Murray's just gonna like try breathing through it the whole time he's in this forest because it's as a druid, this is. I mean, there's like talking to trees in a normal forest, and then there's talking to trees in the Feywilds, and then there's talking to these trees. These guys are assholes, and it's so fucking weird. Oh god, these trees are not nice. I mean, they are, but.
All right, bro, you said it like 50 times now.
For real, shut up.
Hey man, when weird
Get
things
it.
start talking to you, then I'll show as much sympathy, okay? All right.
Excuse me?
Ooh.
Stone of Golor.
Hey, just because you made friends with a talking stone, did it make you feel claustrophobic?
No.
Did you have to worry about it trying to kill you?
Yes.
Oh, that's true. That is actually a fair point. All right. Well, I guess Buttercup's got to suck it up, eh?
So,
Okay.
you guys are walking. You kind of lose track of time as you're walking through there. You're just slowly making your way through, but it feels like it's just this endless forest. I mean, it's trees after trees. You can't really make differences in what they look like.
Except for the druid craft, right?
Right. You can tell the differences between it, but it just everything else just for the most part looks the same. You're walking through this just dark, dense forest. Eventually, you start walking a little bit further, and you see light. Not full light, like being out in the daylight, but you see almost like light of a clearing. Like there's some area open going through the forest.
I don't find that comforting.
You walk, you feel as you're about 20 feet away from you can see kind of through some of the thicker parts of the trees, but you see this open area. Probably 60 feet wide. Maybe another 100 feet across. It's hard to really gauge its size because the trees are so close together. But as you kind of get close, you notice any sounds of the forest stopped.
I'm just gonna kind of look at the group before we walk in there. I mean, yeah. As I like inch my way forward, like I'm definitely gonna walk in. I'm just making sure you guys are aware.
You don't hear birds, you don't hear insects, you don't hear nightlife, you don't hear just about anything.
Oh.
As you move closer up,
Murray
you
freezes.
hear sobbing.
Again?
Yeah.
Sound of
Coco-
somebody crying.
Coco looks at Adrian. It's a trap.
Mm-hmm.
And
And
with
I'm gonna go
that,
spring it.
we're gonna take our first break, or our break of the night, and we'll come back and see exactly what this means, guys. So we'll be back in about 5 to 10 minutes, and
It's a trap.
we'll see where things go from there.
One important question before we go to break.
Yep.
Is this clearing big enough for Thog to be inside of, outside of puppy form?
You would believe so, yes.
Okay. That's all I needed to know.
All right. So we'll be right back, guys.
I got it out of my system.
I think everybody's got drinks, got food, got the bathroom, and is all ready to go for the rest of the session. So, anyway, as I said, the party has managed to work their way through the wood, and I've opened up a clearing. Unfortunately, the sounds of the forest have seemingly stopped. But all of a sudden they hear a sobbing sound, somebody crying, somewhere within the clearing.
Marie just points up. It's too quiet. This is really not good.
Yeah. So, Kogo's right. It's a trap, and I think we should bring it. But maybe we should
I
do
like
it
there
smart
multiple
this
forms
time.
of hunger. Like, couldn't like a crying child wanting to be hugged be like a hunger?
Yeah, hunger for love.
Okay.
Sounds like a song.
Hey, Thog. You and me, Chief. I turn into a wolf.
Okay. So then what's... See, now he's a wolf, and I can't... I guess I'll just... So what the fuck's your plan then, Scratchy?
Oh, I don't have a plan. I'm just, I'm gonna be with Thog, I mean, if he wants to go on and lick somebody and make him happy, then, it is what it is,
No. No, wait, I can't hear that. Damn it.
I'm gonna follow you
doesn't have a
guys.
plan.
Just, I'm getting prepared, that's all.
He
All
doesn't
right,
have
well,
a plan.
he gets to be
My
Dog's
plan.
dog. So, and I just walk over and yank the pin out of Dog since we're in the clearing.
Okay. So you pull the pin out.
Oh.
Dog goes back to full size. Dog not puppy anymore. Dog was happy.
It's all right, Dog. You got your own puppy now, right?
I'm just like rubbing up against his leg.
Very puppy now.
Ha ha! That's right. With his big calloused mitts. It's like being pet by a
Sorry, what were
belt,
you saying?
a belt sander.
No, everything I was saying just immediately went out the window as soon as I started talking. So you got the floor, kid.
So you still hear the sobbing coming from somewhere in the clearing. You can't quite see it for whatever reason, but you hear it coming from somewhere up ahead.
Is
Can
there
I
a
get
really
a
tall
sniff
tree
of
nearby?
something that's humanoid? Like,
Well, the clearing is like knee-high grass. Not like the razor grass, but it's like grass.
But if it's a clearing, then it was a clearing in the forest,
The
right?
trees surrounding
Correct.
it.
So
But you
there-
can see
so
there are trees on the other sides of this clearing. So you're whether it's the heart of the forest, but you're in the forest still, but there's just this open area of trees in the forest.
I think she just wants to climb a tree.
The point is that I would like to climb a tree to see if I can.
Okay. Go ahead and give me an athletics check to see if you climb the tree.
Athletics. That is a 12.
Okay. That's enough to get up the tree. So you are now on a tree. You still
It's not
You see-
graceful, but it works.
yeah. So about 40 feet from where you are, in about the center area of the clearing, you see a figure. You can't make any but it's sitting in the grass. It's small, but you can't quite make out any features or anything of it.
I'd like to make a perception check as a wolf and just kind of see if I smell anything other than woods.
No, I have a spike. Anything like
Okay.
14 perception. Yeah.
You smell, but it's nothing you identify. It's not.
There's
The whole
some-
forest just permeates this odor. But you can't tell what it is. It's nothing you've ever smelled before. But whatever it is, it seems to be
It's gonna
pervasive.
Start cocking my head side to side. I'm just gonna keep getting thog pets, man. This is great.
But the sobbing continues.
I'm just looking to Adrian like, okay, what are we doing?
Don't look at me, kid. You made the first move. This is all you. You tell me what to do.
I mean, I figure if there's a big wolf, we need a big person.
Yep.
I don't know
Check.
from you said you had a plan.
Yeah, it all went out the window when you guys started moving, so I'm following your lead. You
I
tell me
mean,
what
what
you
was
want.
your plan?
I was gonna take the puppy in, and when the shit hit the fan, I was gonna have Murray into concentration, and if that didn't work, I was gonna yank the pin out and make a big old dog, and, well, both of those things are done. So, that was, you know, the extent of planning that I had. Oh, and Coco was gonna be up in a tree, and look, that's done too. So, your turn.
If it's the wolf, they already know we're here,
Right.
Murray's looking at Garvey
according
right
to
now.
Murray's trees.
Murray, why don't you just be a dog?
No, I was gonna say I want to walk in and go see what the fuck is up with my buddy here.
Well, I mean, I can understand you, Murray. All you gotta do is talk.
I know. I didn't know if there was eye contact or whatever. It's fine. Don't worry about it. And I look at Thog. I go, ooh, yeah. And I start trotting into the field, into the clearing. And I see the tiny person.
Okay.
And I just looked at Adrian and I'm like, Murray's got it.
As you kind of get closer, Thog like, who that? And as you look forward, you see somebody kind of leaning over, hunched at their knees. You see they're wearing just normal clothes, but all you can see is from the back of their head, and their hair is this bright red hair.
God damn it. I mean, okay. I mean, 6 of one, half a dozen of another. Are there any fallen sticks anywhere near me, or do the trees kind of keep them to themselves?
It's a pretty open, clearing. It's literally just grass. As you kind of move closer,
God damn it.
you hear a voice go, Adrian, is that you?
I stop. I turn around.
I am blanking. Hold on. Which means Adrian is so far beyond blanking right now. Insight or something. Who the fuck is that? Red hair and that voice. I gotta recognize the voice, right? What do you want me to roll?
Go ahead and give me an insight.
Okay.
Hmm.
That's bad. 11.
Okay. He sounds like Knob.
Knob? Is that
Yeah,
you?
it's rude.
Adrian, come save me. I'm so lost here.
I start growling.
Okay, I'm gonna make a wisdom save.
Oh.
Yeah. Are you okay? What's going on? I'm inching forward, but not walking right up.
So
If you get near
He's-
me, I'm blocking you with my body and growling.
I'm walking up with Adrian.
He stands up and turns around. He says, I need you to be with me. And he turns around. You see his eyes are pitch black. His hands and the whole front of his body are covered in blood.
As soon as he turns around and I notice his eyes, earth and grasp.
Okay. Earth and grasp. The hand grabs up. But as you look, you don't see anything in it. You hear this
Fuck.
this guttural chuckle and it sounds like it's coming from all around the forest around you.
Well, this went about as well as expected.
Oh.
Yep.
I'm gonna
From
back
the
up
distance-
to Thog.
From the other side of the forest, you see this humongous wolf slowly walk out of the forest.
Hello. Did you pick me because I'm an easy target? Because I'm chasing after someone? Is that why you made him there? Because well played.
He laughs. Everybody wants something.
You know, you have a great voice. Yeah. Oh shit. Do you want to know what I want? Be done with this. And I think that's what you want too. Do you want to stay hungry forever? Like literally forever.
I am hunger incarnate. You know what I want?
Yeah, probably to
You-
eat.
Of course, he wants to eat.
Yeah.
Hey, Gervin, tell him I can make him food.
Eat your good berries.
How can I deny the meal that has walked directly in my territory?
I mean, I wasn't expecting you to, but you know, a man
Coco,
can try to give you.
Give
the
me a
benefit of the doubt.
perception check. Coco.
Oh,
Perception.
sorry, I missed my name.
You there, the big brightly colored parakeet. Caw-caw.
Is that a good smile or a bad smile?
I'm trying to remember what my that was a brightly colored parakeet smile. That's just my perception. That
Shiny
is
Magoo.
that is a 15.
Okay.
Nice.
You hear a
I'm not
sound
used to having
below
parakeets
you.
with good-
Yeah, you
Oh.
hear a sound below you, but you don't see anything.
Uh-oh. Okay. What kind of, like a rustling, a scraping, a
Sound like
growling,
a broken branch.
Okay. Something's coming up the tree after her. This is fun. Yeah. Cool.
It sounded like a broken branch on the ground, not on the tree
Oh, it's
itself.
like someone stepping on a.
Correct.
Okay. Okay, good. So yeah, Coco's gonna keep an eye and see if anything pokes itself out into the clearing. Keeping an eye out.
The rest of
I assume
you are
that
up
was
there.
what you can see.
You see the wolf. Didn't come alone.
Why the fuck would I come alone? There's a giant next to me. No kidding, I didn't come alone.
You
He's
and your
talking about
paltry
the hunter.
companions.
Of course.
Where
the
are
hunter
you,
followed
Luke?
us.
Here. I know you are here.
Well, come on, the jig's up. Come out.
Does he look like a lycanthrope?
No.
Just for my eye? Without an H or no? Okay. Alright.
He is a large gray wolf with big black eyes. He's got these large jagged teeth, but he's got like blood on his muzzle.
Okay, so like Fenrir
Kind of.
kind of thing, like a really huge actual. Okay, I thought it was like more of a lichen situation. Never mind. All right, cool, awesome.
Well, Lugia, you gonna come out? We're waiting.
You see an arrow land just to the left of the wolf.
Hey, look at that. Calling card. He's here. Yeah, we all know
It's
now.
about
What next?
twice the size of a normal arrow and about twice as thick.
Oh jeez.
Coco, as you're standing there looking around, you notice a figure step forward. He's not quite as tall as Thog, but he is tall. Very tall. Covered with furs. And he's got this huge bow sitting in his hands. Giant quiver on his back with multiple arrows in it.
I don't know if anybody's looking in Coco's direction, but I'm guessing if they are, then they have also seen the gigantic person. Okay.
Okay,
Coco's
wonderful. Now that we're all here, what's next?
What's next? Now I eat you
Coco's
before
keeping
Lugier
very
comes here.
quiet.
You eat me before he gets to us. Have you seen his legs?
And with that, he starts to lunge. Lunge forward. Everybody roll initiative.
That's a problem.
Okay.
You. Dan. Oh, son of a bitch.
Damn it.
Nice.
Jesus.
Coco, you got priority.
Yeah.
If you want it. Oh
Jesus.
shit. Dude, 320s? No fucking way, dude. This
Holy
is awesome.
shit.
We're ready to fucking
I mean,
go,
to be
dude.
fair, I rolled a 10, so it's not
Please
quite...
tell me that Garvin
Yeah, I
just
rolled
tears his
18.
shirt open and just like war cries "Ah!" and then runs in. Oh,
All
that'd
right,
be
so
cool to see.
yeah, who's going first among you 20s?
That would be... It's probably Coco.
I'm going the
Unless
last of the three.
Unless anybody
Okay.
has more than a +5 deck.
No.
Okay, Garvin or
Which is too bad, because
Murray.
Coco's not really in a position to do much right now.
I'm
Murray's
going.
next.
Yeah, I'll go after Coco and then Garvin because Murray wants to see what the opening volley is.
Coco, you have a crossbow now.
Uh,
I gave you
well,
mine.
she's always had a short bow.
Oh yeah, that's
Pew pew.
Okay.
So that's not a problem. How far are they from me?
The wolf is 110 feet, or no, 100 feet away from you because you're at one end and he's at the other, and that's the long distance there.
Okay, so
He
that's
is
in range.
60 feet away from everybody else.
Okay. No, as long as
And I believe
as long as they're in range.
Thog
okay.
and Murray are up front. So you guys are about 60 feet away from him. Okay.
All right. And it's
So-
lunging
Probably
at
laid out
it's
in the line
lunging
of-
at Adrin.
It's just it's lunging forward. It hasn't not anybody specific. It's just moving toward it's initiating. It's
Starting
initiating
its
combat.
charge. Yeah.
So
But
before
it
you're
looks
up
like
though.
it's gonna try to eat someone.
Yeah. All right, but first, the large hunter, who you would suspect to be Lugier, gets up. He quickly, in a flash, you see him fire 2 full shots at the wolf. Both shoot wide, missing him.
Ooh.
Coco, you're up.
Okay, well if the big hunger wolf is attempting to eat my friends, it's gonna eat an arrow first. And so is here. That's a 19 to hit.
19 will hit.
Super. Can I get sneak attack on this, or does it know I'm there?
There's nobody within melee.
No, but it's am I hidden from it?
No.
Or does he know I'm there? No.
He
Okay.
knows you're there.
No. These are
doesn't
omnipotent
hurt.
type things.
It does not hurt to ask. So that is 7 points of piercing damage.
Is that what type of weapon is that? Just a standard short bow?
It's a standard short bow, yeah.
Okay. You see the arrow. It looks like it hits, but it more like grazes off him. It doesn't nearly hit for as hard as you thought it would, and it kind of just sloughs
Damn it.
right off. He keeps moving forward.
All right, roger that. Magical weapons it is.
All right, Garvin.
Which means Coco's gonna have to get up and personal with it.
No, Murray
It's
first.
Murray, then Garvin. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I put the numbers wrong. Okay, I'll remember that. Murray. I screwed that up.
I'm gonna. Okay, he's a wolf. I'm gonna hope he can understand me. And as a wolf, I'm just going to say, this doesn't have to go on forever. And then I'm gonna post up in front of Thog. And I want to insight that shot from Lugir. It feels like he's deliberately missing, like he's bored and he's trying to draw it out. Like, this is how I'm feeling. I want to insight those shots. Like, is he trying to hit honestly, or is he just kind of going with it because it's just what he's been doing for so long that he can't do anything else?
You can give me an insight.
18 insight. Like, is he actually trying, or is it just...
He just... It looks like he, for whatever reason, he missed.
Okay. He's trying, it's just he's a shit shot. Okay, cool. Awesome.
Bad rolls.
I'm gonna say that, like, looking at Garvin. Yeah, he's a terrible shot.
Alright. Garvin, you're up.
I'm casting Mirror Image on myself.
Okay.
And I'm sitting right there next to Murray and Dog, waiting on the others to do something. And then,
We're like a line of 4.
Alright. Well, Thog is up next. He reaches back, and you see he actually has had a club. You guys just never bothered to look, but he had this great club, and he runs full speed and swings at the great wolf.
What's his roll?
Hmm?
I was asking what he rolled before we know what happens so that I can decide to do the thing.
Now,
Bend luck.
but do you have to know what it, or do you have to call it before I make the roll?
No, it's whenever they make an attack, ability check, or saving throw, I can use my reaction spend. You can do this after the roll, but before... Oops, that popped up. Before any effects occur.
Okay, so you can
So
say
basically
before I do the damage. Before I roll the damage.
You're deciding if it hits. Yeah.
Yeah, it's before the damage. So the effect hasn't occurred. He missed on the second attack.
Okay, I'll bend luck on the second one.
So it's adds a
1d4.
Alright, well, it's enough. So he hits him twice.
Yeah!
Go Thog! Thog! Dude, for a random
Yes.
encounter, this guy's great. Oh
as soon
my
as we
god.
found a giant and didn't instantly die, I was like, this is my new best friend.
Dude, as soon as we talked about dream walking, I'm like, oh man, this is like my my raison d'etre, is to make sure this stone giant becomes a dream walker.
Okay. So you saw him take his great club and swing and hit him twice. His second swing looked like it missed, but at the last second, it like changed direction and managed to and hit him. But it didn't seem to phase Fane all that much.
I mean, it's still a giant. It's gonna do something.
So the
Or not,
great
but
wolf,
trying to smack it.
the
Yeah,
great
even
wolf,
if it's only half damage, it's still a giant.
Yeah.
the great wolf sees Thog and bites at him,
Poor Thug.
misses, and then he's gonna take 2 swipes at us with his claws. All right, both of those hit.
Oh man. I don't have a second reaction, so whoops.
as you see him scratch and do 2 massive swipes against Thog's chest. Sahiri.
Oh.
Okay. I am going to cast Guardian of Faith. So a large spectral guardian is now in between me and the wolf, because my job is to keep the party open. So I want something between me and the wolf in case the wolf comes at me.
Okay. Is that it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let me.
All right. Adrin.
So I'm assuming that this creature is above SAS category medium.
Yeah.
That's a safe assumption. Yep, cool. Figured. I have to check.
Is he large
Okay.
or bigger?
Bigger.
Oh
Good.
fuck. Okay.
Awesome. Fantastic.
He's
Bigger
rivaling
than
Thog
Thog on all fours?
We're
on
going
all
up
fours.
a
He's not as tall as
legendary
Thog.
embodiment of hunger.
But you imagine
and
he'd be
specific
taller than
for
Thog with standing up on his 2 feet.
Oh. That's scary.
Okay. In that case. Alright, yeah. I'm gonna cast Mind. Yeah, I'm gonna cast Mind Spike on it at 3rd level. So I need a Wisdom save, please.
What's your save DC?
16.
Okay, he passes.
Okay. Half as much damage. Okay, so half of 19. So
Yep.
8.
9.
Oh yeah. Bad at math. Shit. I'm not gonna hold concentration on that either. But I am gonna quicken a firebolt.
Okay.
Spend my points. Hold on 1 second. 28 to hit.
28 will hit.
Okay. 10.
Okay. You see the fire hit off him, but it kind of just glances over him. It doesn't look like it hit again nearly as much as you thought it would.
Right.
The hunter's back up again. He curses under his breath for missing his last 2 shots, and he takes 2 more. This time he hits. You see this giant shaft of this arrow pierce the skin. Coco.
Okay. So I'm gonna use the rest of my movement to approach further. I didn't want to interrupt the flow, so I behind the scenes, Coco got down from the tree and started running. I'm gonna continue running until I get there. I don't know how much movement that is. I'm guessing it's movement plus dash to get there.
So
because it was about
movement
100
plus
feet away.
dash, yeah. So it takes you half
'cause
your
I
movement
did a
to
get
get down the tree.
Yeah,
Which is half
and
movement.
that was previous round.
Yeah.
Right.
You have some lovely boots. Some amazing boots.
I do have amazing feats, I know.
Up
I'm
in
not
the air,
sure.
the junior birds.
I don't know if do they make me move faster though? I think the speed is the same. Or am I? Or did I?
I think your flying speed is much higher.
Is it?
I think so. I could be wrong.
It's
You have a
flying?
Isn't
flying
it
speed
just fly
equal to
spell?
your.
It's
While you wear these boots, you have a flying speed equal to your walking speed.
Oh,
So
okay.
it's not actually going to help me get there. It might help me
I
get out
mean-
of the way of the thing when that happens. But yeah, so
Instead
I'm going to use.
Instead of climbing out of the tree, you can just fly out of the tree.
Yeah, I still need to. My short bow's not going to do it though. I have to get into melee with the.
So,
with the
coming
rapier,
down the
'cause
tree-
rapier's magical.
That'll use about 20 feet of your
15.
movement.
Okay.
It's half
Actually see what-
speed,
okay.
so
Okay.
unless you were up 20 feet in the air. I mean, it depends on how high you were on the tree.
We didn't really specify.
It's true. So we'll
So-
say you were 20 feet up, so it's 10. So that'll leave you. You can go down, and then you can move an extra 10 feet from there, and then another 30. So you're about 40 feet.
Yeah.
So yes, with movement plus dash, you can get to him.
Okay. And I do that, and then I pull my rapier and I stab him.
But you will not be able to move away from him because you don't have any bonus action.
Oh, no, I realized that.
Okay.
It's a calculated risk.
Okay.
19 again.
Okay, and it'll hit.
And this time I'm next to Thug, right?
Yes, Thog
Or
is
Thug
engaged with him.
in-
Correct.
Excellent. That's what we like to hear. So. That is 7 piercing damage from the rapier. And. Ooh, that's much better. 16 points of damage from sneak attack.
16 from sneak.
Coco may be about to die.
All right, Murray.
Right, so Wolf Murray's gonna run up behind Big Wolf Boy, like go around him the back. I'm going to bonus action Unwild Shape. You can do this the easy way. And I grab the chains and I throw them at the wolf. Or the hard way.
Okay, give me a to hit.
A 2 hit. Okay. I tell you what, I'll give you a D20.
Yeah.
And you can figure out what I need to add to that. 12
me the
plus.
roll first.
Yeah, just
Meh.
Add a d4. Add a
Yeah.
d4.
roll a
Add a
d4.
and then add it's gonna be it'll be no proficiency, but you can add your dex as it's a ranged attack basically.
Okay. So with that plus 4, that 12 becomes a 16 plus my dex, which is a 1, 17.
Okay.
It's not a
Plus
plus 4,
the
you roll a d4.
Yeah, you
I
roll a
rolled a
d4.
D4. I rolled a
Oh.
4.
Oh.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
There's someone far hungrier than you, and I look at the hunter, and much better prey than what you're hunting, Chief.
Thirstier would have been better.
Well, thirsty or hungrier. Shut up!
I'm just saying. That was out of character, but I'm just saying.
It's called a theme, Adrian.
I'm working with a metaphor.
Love you too, Chris.
Okay. It's a new wizardry school. It's called metaphorology, man. Okay, I'm looking for a level 8 to be a wizard. So shush. Oh, that would be. I would hate
32.
myself if I did something like that. I'm going to multi-class at level 8. No.
Okay, so
Yeah.
you managed
Fuck
to
myself 2
hit
more
him with the
levels.
chains. You see him yelp in pain and take quite a bit of damage, but the chains are on him, but they're not connected to
Not
anything.
attaching.
Correct.
Okay.
So,
So
but
for my
you can definitely
inferences,
tell
he's
it
too
hurts.
strong. Yeah.
It definitely hurt though.
Oh, I
They're
have an
attached to him,
idea.
right? Like they're kind of stuck to him and burning, kind of thing. Like.
You have a feeling though, if he moved off before he had a chance, he probably could get out from underneath of them.
Gotcha.
I have an idea though.
All
Give me a
right,
second.
Garvin's up next.
So,
I say give me a second.
question, because I already have a brilliant idea here that I think should work. How much more chain is necessary to make this effective?
You think you'd have to? You think you have enough chain? You just think you have to try and tie it down some way, or attach him down to something in some way.
Okay. I am going to cast.
Yeah, do it. Let's go.
I'm gonna cast. See that one. Oh, actually, yeah. No, that won't work.
Dude, to be in the mind of Garvin, man.
Well, first thought was Phantasmal Force, but I don't think it's gonna work because I can't create a force that's gonna function in a way that I can word it that will go with the spell to do what I want. So Garvin's sitting there kind of thinking about this and just goes, Thog, hold down the wolf for us, and shouts that up to Thog.
Okay.
I was gonna say whack it with the chain.
And then Garvin's gonna run up and grab the other side of the chain. How far is that?
Which side are you looking to go to?
The side that's not connected to anything, that need the opposite side of Murray.
So, okay, so he went to the back, so it's going to be closer to the front side.
Yep.
All right, can I reach it?
Like
Yes, you
front
can run up and
paw,
reach it.
basically.
Yeah, with his hit,
Okay.
he's able to do that.
Garvin's gonna run up and grab the chain. He's gonna thread through the eye of the end of the chain his immovable rod and click the button, holding it to the ground.
Oh, dude! Immovable rod! Yeah!
All right.
I forgot
Big
we
brain
had that.
plays right there, man.
All right, next up is Thog. Thog, you tell him to basically tackle the wolf, and he goes, okay, and you see him drop his club, and he just goes to basically take his entire body and smother the wolf.
I love this guy!
Just like T-pose and lean forward. Oh man,
Let's see if we can counter it.
this is like WWE right now.
So, Thog manages to basically jump on the wolf, he grabs both of his front legs, and basically tries pinning him to the ground. The wolf's now pinned to the ground, he's up, and he bites at the giant to try and get him off of him. Which he does. As you see him take a giant bite out of Thog. Thog screams out in pain. He takes two of his. He's gonna take his two claws and try and scratch and try and beat. And because of the way he's pinned, he can't get his claws around well enough to get a good strike off, and he just glances off of Thog.
Yeah.
Go Thog!
Dog
Thog the
MVP.
tank! Thog the
Zahiri.
tank! Thog the...
Okay, so I am going to cast Guiding Bolt. Hopefully. Nope, that's only a 10, because, you know, that would have been helpful, but it misses.
Okay. Adrin?
Okay, I have a question about something. Maximilian's Earth and Grasp says that I choose a 5-foot square of unoccupied space on the ground that you can see within range. A medium hand made from compact soil rises there and reaches for one creature you can see within 5 feet. Can I pick the other end of the chain instead and just like grab it from Murray with a Maximilian's Earth and Grasp?
While it specifically says a creature, I'll let you go ahead and try and grab the chain.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay.
So that's the end that Murray's holding. The other end is with an immovable rod on the ground. Do you want me to roll something? Do you want me to blow a crap load of sorcery points? I'll
let that one go.
you want
The chain, it's more than just one. I mean, it's one. You have the two ends. The two ends are probably not enough to hold him down. You'd have to. I mean, but there's another part to the chain. It's multiple chains. So you guys have. You can either wrap it around him, or you can take another one and try and get across. But you're not. So one chain, the way it is not going to pin him down.
Is there one that's free that no one's done anything with so far that I could hit instead?
I mean,
no. I threw the one, and the rest of them are like.
That's fine.
As you threw it, there's chain dangling down, so there's still chains. So if you want to grab the one he's got, that's fine. That'll hold that side, but there's still another one where you have to potentially hold him down.
You're giving Murray a free hand now.
Yes.
Yeah, giving Murray a free hand. So I'm gonna do that, and then, I'm. Murray, how heavy is it?
Oh, it's really light.
Good. I'm gonna quicken a mage hand, and I'm gonna
like
pick up one of the
frighteningly
free
light.
ends. I'm gonna pick up one of the free ends and use the mage
not
hand
that light.
to group it across. All right, I tried.
Dude,
it's not quite just
19,
it's not
man. Everything.
Yeah, it's not 10 pounds, but it's not a 150-pound chain like it'd be with the amount of links there. So your mage hand goes up, it goes to grab it, and it just goes poof, and fades.
Okay, I tried.
Worth a shot.
That's it.
The hunter again fires at the prone beast.
Disadvantage now because it's prone.
Still managed to hit him twice.
Wow.
Okay, I was gonna say still managed to miss him. Like Jesus Christ, dude.
Yeah, right.
Are your eyes open?
16.
Right there. Just stab it with the pointy.
All right, you see two arrows again pierced into the body. Coco.
Okay. So how many lengths of chain are there?
There's still one more.
There's a lot.
So there's two of them set aside now that are held in place. One with the grasping hand, and the other one with the immovable rod. But there's another chain lying on the ground.
Okay. How far away is it from me?
up.
Hang on, I just have to turn down the volume on this music because holy shit, I cannot hear you.
Yeah,
Okay.
right.
Yeah, the music is a bit loud. Yeah, I got it way down.
It went very loud.
Yeah.
So how far away is the chain from me?
It's next to Murray, so you'd have to go around to the other side of him. Because you're up front next.
over.
You're up front next to.
So 30 feet ish.
I
don't know how big this thing
to
is
get
lengthwise.
around him. Yeah, it's gonna be about 30 feet to get around to its other side. He's big.
Okay. Yeah. So and he's currently being held down by fog. Yes.
On the front side, yeah. His backside's not so much, but yeah. But he's still prone,
I mean,
regardless.
Okay. So Coco's gonna basically jump over him because yay boots are flying, flap over, grab the end of the chain, and fly back. And pull the chain over.
Okay, there's still one length of chain on the other side, because it's basically one chain. You've got one of them, though, pulled up on that side. Okay, got it. Alright. Murray? You saw this hand grab the chain that you had in your hands and pull it, basically pull down. You saw Coco jump around to next to you, grab the other chain, and jump to the other side.
Fuck. Alright, so I'm gonna grab an end of the well, actually I have the bag of chain. I'm gonna head diagonally, so like say like the chain is front left to back right. I'm gonna go front right and throw the chain across, basically. The opposite direction that the current chain is lying, I'm gonna or did I tie down the front with the first chain?
So you have one on the front, one end on the front, one on the back. Coco's got another one length of the other chain that she pulled back towards the near the front, and there's another one in front of you that's just lying there.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I'm gonna grab that chain. I'm gonna hold on to it, and I'm gonna look at the hunter and be like, "Oh Jesus, don't kill this fucker, man. The queen wants you bad." Talk about the most dangerous hunt ever. And I'm just gonna like wrap the chain around my arm and pull and use my body weight and my strength to hold the anchor that end of the chain over the wolf.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Garvin.
And also try to cock tease the hunter.
Where's the hunter in relation to us?
He's still at the edge of the wood where Coco had come from. So he hasn't actually left from his distance.
I cast Fog Cloud right on top of him. Big old middle finger to him.
Okay.
Yeah, that's right, chicken shit. Let's go.
It's a 20-foot radius sphere, so 40 feet wide. Fog. Right on top of him.
Okay. Anything else?
And then I run up and I help grab the other end of the chain with Coco.
Okay. All right. Fog is up, and he is going to... He's going to keep holding him down. He's afraid that letting go or even to hit him, and it's going to free him.
Yeah, good boy, Thog.
Wolf's still going to try and bite Thog.
Yeah, there's that.
And he does. And he's going to try and claw at him, but it's really going to be tough. But he does manage to claw him twice.
Those damn back footies. That dude claw, man. It'll get you.
Oh, that sounded like a few dice.
Well, it was
Big
2 hits,
claws.
so...
Oh, okay.
Didn't adjust.
So, you hear Thog cry out in pain, and he slumps over the wolf.
That's right, Thug. Play dead weight. Good boy.
As you see, you see blood pouring off of him.
That's
Sahiri.
unfortunate.
Oh, baby.
How far away from me is Thog?
You haven't moved very far in, so you moved up. So he's about 80 feet away.
Okay. So I can't get within 30 of him. But
I mean,
I can get within
you-
60 and healing word him. So I will bonus action healing word him. So that will get him 9 hit points at least for the moment. And then I will toll the dead the wolf.
He saves.
Fine.
Adrian.
I know
So
that pain
how-
very well.
How far away from the wolf are all of these people holding chains right now?
Oh,
Everybody has to basically. Everybody's in melee range right now.
I can smell
Okay.
his feet, and it's not great.
Okay. And Thug's on top of him.
Yep.
So I can't do that. Are there like rocks and things on the ground like usual?
It's pretty
Nothing
much
on the
dirt.
ground?
It's dirt and grass.
Catapult.
Okay. That's what I was trying, yeah.
Yeah. Catapult's fun.
Okay. Then how about I do this? I'm going to Tides of Chaos to give myself advantage. And then I am going to throw a 3rd level Chromatic Orb at the
Okay.
dude.
Wait, at the wolf?
Yeah.
Okay.
19 to hit?
19 will hit. Give me your d20.
Nice. Yeah. 13.
Okay.
This
Wait,
is
why am I
a
even having him
ticket.
roll?
Yeah.
You did Tides of
exactly.
Chaos.
So the 13 is your first d20 roll then for your many tables of crazy nonsense that's about to go
Right.
down.
Yes, and
That's
then
why he assumed he was rolling.
yeah, give me the where's my list? Yeah, D100 after that. So
Roll. 29.
you feel a bit hardier. Your con's gonna go up by 2 for the next minute. So
Hell yes.
Nice.
but your spell, give me their damage on the spell because it did go off.
This is the one where I get to choose it, I believe. Yeah, I choose it. So I'm gonna choose cold damage, and it's gonna be a lot of dice. 27.
So it hits him, and you kind of see it glaze over with like frost, but then just kind of comes right off of his body, as it doesn't seem like it hit for as hard as you thought it was going to.
Well, that's fine. I'm just gonna quick it. No, I can't. Then I do nothing. I continue. I maintain concentration on my fist.
All right. So the hunter, Lugier, walks. You see him come through the fog and then waves his hand up as the fog disappears. And he runs up with such speed. And he takes the chain from Coco and Garvin and hammers it down into the ground with a spike. Coco.
So I've just had to take it away and just...
Yeah, it was with inhuman strength and just pulls it out, and you see him grab it, and he slams it down not with his fist or with a hammer, but the end of his bow. He slams a spike down in through the edge of the end of the chain.
You know, Coco looks at the hunter, looks back at the wolf. The hunter is like, nope! And backs away ever so slightly to wherever Thog has fallen over, and
Okay.
is going to just she's going to attempt to stabilize him.
Oh, he's.
Is he back up?
Yeah.
I missed
He
that.
got up.
Okay, sorry, missed that. Okay, then never mind. I have no idea. Coco does not want to get in between the wolf and the hunter. So she's gonna, I guess, flutter back over to Murray and ready an attack if anything looks like it's gonna try to eat her.
Okay.
She's like, I am not messing with that. It is very big, and those
Murray.
arrows are thicker than me.
All right. So, still holding onto the chains. God damn. Make this easy on all of us, okay? And because it's easy for me to do this, I cast blindness at the wolf. Hang on, let me look at higher levels. Okay, one additional. No, fuck that. I'm just gonna cast blindness on super crazy wolf guy con 15, please. Unless he's immune, in which case, fuck that. But
15, he saves.
ah, poop. All right, come on, Chief. Jesus Christ, come on. Your queen likes you.
Garvin,
I'm just, yeah, holding on to that.
you saw this chain pulled out of your hands as the hunter slammed to the chain with a spike down on the ground next to you.
I would in concentration, I guess, immediately on the fog. It seems pointless at this point.
Yeah, you felt it disperse as he waved a hand and it disappeared.
I'm just gonna reach out and use shocking grasp on the wolf, trying to essentially like knock it out.
Okay.
Do I have advantage on this? Just
He's
curious.
prone. Yeah, he's
Okay.
still prone because he hasn't his turn to come stand up yet.
And he's got all the chains and everything else too. So.
Yep.
It's a 26 to hit.
Yeah, that'll hit.
$13 points of lightning damage.
Hit.
Uh,
Alright. Anything else?
and then I move back away from its mouth towards, like hind legs or some other part of the beast where it might not bite me.
Okay. Alright. Thog is up and he's Thog no feel good. And as he kind of stands to go and put back on, you kind of see there's this like green within the wounds. So it's more than just the bleeding. Looks like something else is permeating in the wounds. He goes to try to pin the wolf back down again the rest of the way. But it looks like he doesn't have the strength. And as he does, you see him collapse again.
Oh, thank you. They
Not
broke
our puppy.
giant. He broke our giant.
Our giant puppy.
Wolf is back up again. He still has Thog lying on top of him. He's still gonna try and bite him. As he managed to hit with his bite.
Not cool.
And he hits again with one of his two claws, as Thog now has failed 2 death saves.
Aw, baby.
Sahiri.
Let's see. I think I can get to him this round.
Yes. You
Okay.
get within range of him.
I just need to be able to touch him. Actually, no. Yeah, I have to touch him. So I spare the dying
You have that at
on
range.
Thog. No, do I? Because of the Great
You're a
Cleric
glaive.
thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, Grave Cleric.
Sorry,
that's it.
it's been a hot minute. So I spare the dying on him.
Okay.
And I cast Bane on the wolf. It needs to make me a 16 charisma
Nice.
saving throw.
What's your save?
16.
Saves.
Sure.
I tried.
All right, Adrin.
Okay. What do I have in my pocket? I can just drop and yeet at things.
Coins work great.
Nothing. Oh yeah. I'm just gonna scatter some money on the ground, like a little bit. Like
Okay.
5 gold. So that once a turn I can cast catapult.
Okay.
I need a dex save from the wolf.
This will be at disadvantage because he's prone. He still saves.
Okay, let's
Those
see.
rolls.
It's all or nothing. Catapult is
Yeah,
all or
okay.
nothing.
That's fine. I am going to. I'm gonna use my bonus action to burn a spell slot to get some sorcery points back, and that's it.
Okay. The hunter moves around to the next chain up front. He pulls out your rod and immediately slams another spike into the ground and tosses the rod in your direction. He moves around and he gets another one in the back. There's still one more chain still loose. Coco.
Don't know. Trying to figure out. I am of limited use here.
What part of the chain is still loose? Is it the one
There's
that I'm
one
holding,
in the back.
or-
Yes,
Okay.
the one you're holding. As he reached over to the one that was being held by the grasping hand.
It's not like Coco can help attach that chain to the ground. That's not her thing.
Holding onto the chain, I scream, "Coco!" I point to the javelin.
Where's the? How far is it?
On his back.
Yeah, you're next to me. I don't know if you have the distance, but
Okay. Well, going to attempt to get to the javelin.
Okay, you're able to get around to it and grab the javelin. As a free action, just grab it off his back, I'm going to say, because it's open and available.
it's sticking right out. Like, I don't have the bag of holding anymore, so everything's on me.
Everything's on you.
Yeah, I
Okay.
mean it's interacting with an object,
Oh.
so.
Like that. All right.
And
Coco is not really about the strength-based melee, but I'll give it a shot.
And it is disadvantaged because he's prone, unless you're going to stab him with it.
Or the chain.
I could try and jam the thing into the ground with my 0 strength. I guess. Would the
Better than
javelin
my
do that?
-1.
Yeah, would the javelin actually do that though? Like, does it fit?
yeah, it's a javelin. I mean,
And
Yeah, but I don't know
its
how big
points
those
are
chains
like lightning. These are big, thick chains, so you could fit the javelin's head into the dirt with it.
All right.
Yes.
Well, it's probably not going to hold, but I'm gonna give it a try. Just take that last chain and jam it. Try and anchor it into the ground.
Okay,
using
go
the
ahead and give
javelin.
me a strength check, an athletics check.
I think it actually makes a difference.
Probably not.
Nope. Can't imagine that I'm proficient in that. Oh, 17.
Okay, so you managed to jam the javelin, and you managed to get it to go all the way down so that the actual head of the javelin is dug right into the dirt. So while it may not be a great fit, it may not hold forever. It might hold long enough for the hunter to be able to get back around and finish his work. Murray.
Yep. All right. So, fuck, man. I'm going to reach up. I'm gonna grab Thog's. Doesn't matter what I grab. It's Thog. He's huge, and I'm next to him. I grab onto him and I cast Cure Wounds at 3rd level. For 15.
Okay.
And then I'm just gonna use my body weight to slump onto the javelin kind of thing, like help Coco hold it in place.
All right, Garvin.
You're doing great, Thog. Yes.
Thog's like visibly messed up. Like
He's
still.
He's healed. Like you saw some of his wounds kind of clear up a bit, but there's still some green in them. But he still is. He's at least conscious and looks like he's breathing.
Okay. I am going to pull out my healing kit and kind of rush over to Thog and like to what parts of this giant that are exposed to me. Garvin's gonna spend his action patching him up.
Okay.
For the only thing that's complicated about this, is he gets HP equal to additional HP equal to the number of hit dice he has. How many hit dice does he have?
What level is the giant?
Yeah, that's the question, huh? Because you have like the CR rating versus level of, right? Like,
Yeah, he's a CR7, so we'll say.
It should have on his hit die, like on his.
Yeah, it's
like how many?
Oh, right.
It's 11d12.
So it's 11 hit dice.
So he's got 11 hit dice.
So he's
Fuck.
gonna get 15. Well, there's 7 plus 11, 18 hit points.
Okay.
Hang in there, Thog. We've almost got him. Just keep him pinned down.
It helps if I hit heal, not damage. All right.
It
Thog is
really
dead.
does.
Oh
Thog.
Oh no!
Thog sits up and he doesn't. He says, "Thog feels sick," and you see he's like pale, and his wounds, the wounds that have not fully healed up, you still see some green in them.
As long as he doesn't barf on us.
And you see.
Barf on the wolf.
You see him take some more
Why?
damage, as it looks like whatever poison or is going through him did some extra damage.
Mm.
The wolf that
But
starts
it kept him
thrashing.
falling.
Yeah, he did not go unconscious this time. The wolf is. You see him thrashing about, but he's not able to, because you guys have held the front end in. He's not able to move. His back feet are kicking, trying to get it escape free, but he's currently not able to do anything. Sahiri.
Keep going after the wolf, try to knock him down, or heal Thog. Okay.
That's my vote.
So-
Everybody else can-
I pull out one of the, because I know I have at least one diamond, and we'll lesser restoration him.
Oh, you don't need a diamond for lesser resto.
Okay, well, I'll lesser restoration and
That's
see if that
for-
helps,
that's for-
whatever it is I need.
Okay, you see the green color from the wounds actually start to fade as whatever poison seemed to have been coursing through him has kind of worked its way out of the system.
Okay. Cool.
All right, Adrin.
So from where I'm standing, is it possible to get within 30 feet of where Murray is now laying on top of a javelin shaped like a lightning bolt sticking through a chain?
Yeah.
Okay, I do that, and then I'm gonna mold earth from around it to encase the chain and the lightning bolt and push Murray up like an inch or two.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna quicken a catapult.
Okay.
I don't have much else to do.
I feel you.
Because I can do that from wherever I'm standing, because it's a 60-foot range, and the 4 gold are over there, and the 1 gold is probably over here. So, deck save. When your yawn is open.
Fails.
Hooray! 10 damage.
That's the DM's about time eyes.
We're almost there. Alright, so Lugier comes over, shakes his head at you doing your little trick on the chain. He pulls out the javelin, takes another hand and brushes away your earth, and spikes another of his spikes into the ground on top of the chain.
Hold my hand out for my javelin.
Wait,
Appreciate
get
it.
rid of did he get rid of the fist?
Yeah, he literally just brushed it away. So he smacked it, and it kind of Murray fell over with it as it just broke away, and he slammed his spike into
the hand was on the other one. Murray is on top of the dirt one now. There's a Maximilian's Earth and Grass holding one chain, and on the same side there's a mold earth.
He already knocked that one away and put a spike in it.
Oh damn! I didn't even know that. I'm doing more shit. Oh well.
Yeah, you did 2 spikes last time.
No, okay. I missed that one.
And as he finishes the last one, he says, "There. That should finish it."
Oh man, if we got a hunt for you.
Are now out of combat.
I mage hand and pick up my money as weird.
Yeah, I'm gonna
whatever happens
pick
now.
up my javelin. Hold it.
Putting my rod back up on my belt.
Holy shit, dude. God, you got someone who really wants your attention right now. If I were you and if I were smart, I'd be like, dude, yes. Talk about dangerous game, huh? Kind of elbow him in the calf.
Ildrea sent you with these, didn't he? Didn't she?
Yeah.
Of course.
Tit for tat.
You're not the first.
I get it. It's funny.
You're not the first one she sent out to this. Probably not the last. I don't suppose she told you what happened the last time.
Be so successful.
She left that part out.
Hardly.
Okay, story time with Giant Guy. What happened to the last
Do,
group?
do you want to tell us?
Seth and the Trickster released him. It's a forever hunt for me. You can chain him up. Somebody always lets him out. You can't stop the hunger, and you can't stop the darkness.
Okay, that wasn't really our goal. Our goal was to satisfy our end of a deal with the Queen. So we good? Because
Which
we need
was-
to get this back to there.
Right, but he's tethered to the ground right now. How do you expect we're gonna get him to the castle?
Did she explicitly tell you to bring him back, or just to catch him?
No, she
Just a
said just
capture.
chain it up to catch it. We're done.
Okay.
Oh, we're done. Okay. Well, thanks for the help.
Hey, Queen Lady!
She
Good
just
luck.
wanted to make a gesture to him. That's all it was.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hey, do you guys have like a history or something? Because she's like jonesing for a bones and like something fierce. Shh, you're fine. Don't worry about it.
Sahiria's face palming in the background.
Ah, you're fine. Don't worry about it.
Oh boy.
This isn't the first time
Wait.
she has done something like this. This won't be the last. But she has to understand that my life is all about the hunt. There are other
Maybe
quarries.
Wait.
Tell her.
What about the most dangerous prey? The chick in the castle.
Something tells me they already got it on once and it's not happened again. The hunt's already happened. He's bored.
I'm
Oh.
far older than she is. I've seen more of this forest than what there is to offer. There is no hunt there.
Okay,
Well, that's
so I'm not
depressing.
gonna say that verbatim to her because I feel like that would be execution. I mean, oh dear.
If you're smart, you'll tell her you never saw me.
What? Who? Who am I
Can you do us a
talking to?
favor?
What now?
Can you make us forget that we saw you?
Because she probably knows that we did. To be fair.
She doesn't have as much control over this forest as you think. And there's two more powerful entities than her circling this forest. She doesn't have that kind of purview.
Well,
I
look at
point at the
Garvin.
wolf and I
Kinda
point at
free.
him. I'm like, do you mean? I'm pointing at the wolf and I'm pointing at him.
I'm gonna take that face as a no, right?
Okay. I don't know.
Time?
Okay.
I think we should let them to their battle.
Yeah, have a nice day. Oh, existence of eternity of whatever.
Do you like
Bye.
it? Or is it kind of a slavery thing for you? I'm just curious. And I'm looking at the
It's just
wolf
the way
too.
of
I'm like,
things.
you too. Like, no, it's good. Okay. It's just the way it is. Weird.
Hey.
Okay. So I pet the wolf. Okay, no hard feelings. No offense, but I hope we never meet again. I'm gonna go back to the castle.
Yeah, how are we gonna get Thog back there?
Oh shit.
I mean, saying where we going in?
Can you make him a puppy again?
I think
Yeah,
there's only one
there's the
polymorph
face.
spell per day.
There's the face. Yeah, that's what I was
Here's the thing, right? Because I said I can make you an animal, but it kind of blows my load, which is kind of why I was like, hey, let's do it right before bed. Hey, Thug, do you ever bushwhack before?
Doesn't anyone know fly? Anyone?
I can't
Google
fly
Voice
for a
Server.
while. I'm
Google Voice
working
Server.
on it.
I mean, I
I
can
think those are
levitate
really
him,
small
but he's
frames.
probably too heavy.
We could try it. I mean, the only other option is to kind of just hang out here overnight, and I'm not keen on hanging out with these two.
Well, here's the
No
thing,
offense.
right? Wolfie Magoo over here is probably like, oh, okay, this is how it goes. But as soon as he gets out or someone lets him out, we're all going to get eaten. So.
Yep.
I'm going to walk in front of the wolf's face. Like he's chained down and I'm like 20 feet away from him while he's, hey, I bet you this is the first time you've had someone actually do this without killing you, right? Maybe not.
Would the potion of
Ooh.
diminution help? It reduces him. It can either enlarge or reduce
I mean, we could
for
try.
1d4 hours.
It would do size one size
Yeah,
down.
I mean, it would take him from giant to like large or something.
It would be
Huge, large.
huge to large, so
Yeah.
We've
Large
got
should
one.
fit, right?
Hey,
Oh,
Thug!
yeah, that should work.
Tasty juice!
Ah.
oh fuck, dog thirsty after fight.
He's not that dumb,
Mage
Adrian.
hand. Ah. Yep.
Here comes the airplane.
And he opens his mouth.
Yeah, I tip it in. And I mage hand it back to Sahiri.
And then say, "Oh, Thog, feel funny." And you see him kind of cover his eyes and hold him and kind of curl his arms in as you see him shrink down in size.
It's not as bad as the mayonnaise, though. Sorry.
Nope.
Okay,
I
so
forgot the
we
mayonnaise,
should
thank you.
get out of here, right? Like post haste.
Yeah.
Okay,
How many
I pull
hours?
out my compass. I look at the hunter. Hey, later, buddy. Catch you later. I look at the wolf. Later, man. No hard feelings.
stop
Hope we never
walking,
meet each
man.
other.
Oh.
Just walk.
And I'm gonna
Marie.
follow. I'm gonna follow the compass. I'm gonna more than walk. I'm gonna speed walk.
Okay. So you guys slowly
Dog,
make
I
your way
hit that.
back. Roll me the d4 on the potion.
Come on, 4.
Okay.
Yes.
So
Poor Thog.
you walk through.
Dog's fine.
It takes you a couple
Have a
more
nice
hours
day.
to get through the forest, as again it's this deep dark area. You manage to follow Murray's path, and you notice as you're going along the path, you can see the marks on the trees that you left, and his path is taking you exactly along that same exact route.
Oh, hey, Garv, would you be so kind as we walk by, remove the marks from the trees? I think they might
I
be a
was just
little
gonna ask.
irritated. Yeah. Thank you.
Eventually, you guys come out of the clearing. I mean, into the open area outside of the forest. As you get right to the edge of the castle, you see Thog just slowly his body starts growing back to its normal size.
Hey, now that's what I call timing.
Yeah. So as you guys get back to the castle,
Are you okay, Thog? Like, does he look still really wrecked? Like,
he's hurt. He's tired. Thog he kind of goes and over towards the steps and again sits down where you guys found him that morning. He says, "Thog, sleep now. Thog tired. Thog hurts."
I give him another 3rd level cure wounds. Hey, Thug, you did really great, buddy. Tap, tap, tap. 18. There you go, bud. You wait here. You did a good job. Dreamwalker.
Thog goes sleep, and you see him slump back, and his eyes just close.
Yep. Oh, look at him. He's out. Okay. Quickly.
Alright, I'm already at the top of the steps.
So you guys,
Yeah, I'm talking to myself. Okay.
you guys head back up. You get into the castle. You get to the castle doors. The guards open the doors for you. You make your way in. Wayward adventurers, were you successful in your
Heyo.
task?
Yup.
Yeah.
Where
Did you
is
expect
he?
anything
Where?
less?
Of course not.
In the clearing. He's in the clearing.
In the Hunter's Wood. He's in the open clearing there. You see
Yeah,
her,
he's chained
you see
down
her-
and shit.
you see her whistle and then say something to somebody, and you quickly see them run off. If you don't mind, wait in your corners, and we will confirm your catch, and then I will share with you the information you seek.
I'm gonna be honest. The hunter was there.
Of course he was.
He says hi. He
No, he
doesn't,
doesn't.
but I'm just gonna be polite.
He said to say that we didn't see him. Tell
He
you
also said
otherwise.
that this
Who?
was pointless, but
Hey,
that's
it was
a much
fun.
bigger, that's a much bigger conundrum than is my domain.
Yeah, relationship counseling might be an idea.
Look, I don't really know your relationship to this guy, and I kind of take my scarf off, the owlbear one that was made by Morgan for me. But he said he's all about the hunt, so maybe this'll help you remember the hunt. It was given to me by a friend that killed things and made stuff from them. He was kind of like that.
This is an actual gift from the heart. I thank you. Please go rest and relax. There'll be food waiting in your room. I'll send one of the servants up to get you once the scouts have returned.
Is there another party tonight?
I'm so down for a party.
I mean,
We heard that there was a party last night.
We have celebrations many nights.
Is this one of them?
We shall see what I fancy this evening.
Fair enough. Let us know. If you would. Your Majesty.
So, you guys get back up to your room.
I tap Adrian on the back. Nice save there, Chief.
Thanks. Shut up.
You guys get back up to your room. There's a full complement of food waiting for you.
Is there more of that razor grass bullshit that Murray can like rage eat? It's about catharsis, god damn it.
After a couple hours of waiting, the Boggles come up and bring you back down to the court. So, my scouts have returned, and they do indeed show that Fane is still trapped within the clearing. Looks like his chains were reinforced, and hopefully we won't have anybody free him this time. Lugir may be on his hunt for now, but we shall see in the future. Now, my turn to honor.
About the most dangerous. Sorry.
It's my turn to honor my part of the deal. You'll find your dragon, well, your friend and your summoner at the northeastern edge of the Drowning. It's a large swamp.
Ooh. Sounds bad.
It's right on the edge between the Twilight and the Everdark.
Great.
That doesn't sound good. Okay.
Nope.
Don't wander too far between the Lotus Scape and the Everdark itself. There are many dangers. The worst is going to be Agatha, the hag.
We met one of those.
I know what you faced within the cave in which you entered here. Her and her coven are way more powerful.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
She basically runs the entire Everdark.
Oh, like you, but scary and dark.
She controls many dark creatures. Some are even too scared to stay in her domain, and many end up here. But just be warned, the Drowning is not without its own dangers. There are creatures that live there that can be quite dangerous. Just watch yourself, and hopefully you'll be able to stop whatever evil is being summoned to there.
Yeah, no, that's crazy. Are you hungry?
Yeah, I don't want to think about that. How about that party? that happening?
Not tonight, I don't think.
Bummer. You have a library?
Oh,
What do I need a library for?
Visitors to learn about the culture and things. If you're not having a party, there's not much opportunity for me to interact with people, so I'd rather read about it and record.
I
blah, 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 blah,
apologize,
blah.
but I find the books to be rather boring.
Fair enough, so do I, but
same.
that's why it's the second best.
We also are on a timeline.
Yep, but we're here for the night, so might as well make the best of it and not get stuck in yet again.
It should only take you about the equivalent of one of your days to reach the edge of the drowning that you're looking for, but you will have to cross it.
Okay. So how does one hire a boggle?
Generally, make a deal of some sort with it. You'd have to actually ask each individual boggle. The ones here I offer safety and shelter from the creatures outside.
Okay.
They are quite tidy.
I like them. They're really
Yeah.
handy with the like fleur de superi thing. It's as neat.
But if you find the wrong one,
And
they
then
can be rude and mischievous and quite dangerous.
Yeah, we've met a few of those.
Kind of like red caps, how they're kind of crazy and mean until you threaten their life, and they're like, "Oh no, please don't kill us. We're your friend now."
Or
Yeah.
incite a rebellion.
Yeah, that was great. Wonder how they are. Hope they're not dead.
But either way, I recommend you rest, gather your strength. You're going to need it.
Yep.
And with
Fair.
that, I think we're going to stop for the night, because it's a perfect spot to stop, as we've captured the great hunter wolf, Thane, made a deal with the Autumn Queen, and survived. And now you know where Gray is hiding out. Now the question is,
And
do
then
you
we
the time
have
to
like
stop
a
him?
super awesome slumber party and like a pillow fight, and it's a super awesome night where we're all in our night shirts and just hitting each other with pillows, and it's super relaxing and awesome.
So Murray's in a room by himself tonight.
And hallucinating apparently.
The entire
Thank you.
rest of the party just goes like this.
Oh, come on! It's a pillow
All right.
fight! Come on. You suck.
Alright, guys, thank you so much for joining us this evening. It's been quite the adventure dealing with a killer wolf. So, we'll be back in 2 weeks, I believe. Maybe.
What is 2
Think
weeks?
timing like
26, 3, 10, October
That's the
10th.
10th.
we
Yeah, I don't have anything.
yeah,
Not
gonna
we
say,
may
well, we
be
don't
out.
cook.
Not as important.
Oh, wait!
Yeah.
Is that Thanksgiving? Is
It
that
is
Thanksgiving?
Thanksgiving.
It is Canadian Thanksgiving.
Canadian Thanksgiving.
Right.
So,
Yeah,
we
so
may
we give thanks, eh?
we may miss out in the next session, but we'll make up for the following one. We're quite close to being done this this section of the storyline, so we'll see how things go from here. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and we will catch you guys next time. Take care.
Bye.